Good evening, everybody, fans of Speed Gaming or this Randomizer. Welcome to tonight's broadcast of the Link to the Past Randomizer Invitational League. It is week 6 of this 6th season. We've got a cross keys game for you tonight. Our featured teams, Fluff Around and Find Out, featuring Zeke Highwind, Oops All Foxes, featuring Chloe Prower. Zeruvian here in the commentary booth. Joining me tonight is Wolflink0370. Wolflink, what are we looking forward to tonight?
Well, I thought I was doing the intro first off.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
I'm in autopilot mode here.
So, for those who are not familiar with this, or maybe catching this for the first time, first off, this is, of course, Link to the Past Randomizer, where we have all the items shuffled, but we have keys shuffled as well in this mode, so all the dungeon items, small apps, compasses, big keys, small keys, they're all shuffled in the pool. But then there's also something else that has been shuffled, and you might see coming up here when we leave Chloe Prower's house. Hello, it's Entrance Shuffle. And not just any Entrance Shuffle. Any connector, which is a cave that can connect two different overworld entrances. One could be in Light World, the other could be in Dark World. So that's where the cross keys parts comes in. This is cross world key sanity.
And that means we're going to have both players going all over the place trying to find what does this game want us to do first? Where are my dungeons going to be? Is Ganon blocked behind Ganon's tower tonight?
Yeah, there are a few special rules to the entrance generation, one of which is, of course, that all of the drop-down pits and their associated exit connectors are paired and also shuffled within each other. So, we saw that Sanctuary came out at the Uncle drop-down spot. When we go to, like, the graveyard, that could just be Ganon in the grave. Or it could be the Useless Fairy Cave.
We also saw the Ice Rod Cave at the Witch's Hut, and instead of Potion Shop today, you get a hammer. You can't drink that, but you can definitely mash some enemies into something you can.
Yes, a very nice find there as well.
And Chloe's been trying to get some 50-50 bombs. They finally get one on their way into Kakariko from the south here. Looks like Zeke's trying to set up a Houlihan.
Looks like it. Now, another rule, as you saw, is that Link's house will always be in Link's house. It's a static starting point that no matter how the entrances get shuffled, it is one place where we can always reliably start our entrance exploration from. And then another rule is that because of how the entrances work, there's only one entrance we enter from north to south, and that is the back of the bar, so that will always be a constant. And then one final rule is that the front of Skull Woods will still be jumbled about, but it's going to be self-contained in the Lost Woods. Or the Skull Woods.
Yeah, the front entrances of the Skull Woods will still shuffle amongst each other, the drop-downs and the 3 doors. However, the back of Skull Woods, that entrance blocked by the fire rod, is in the main entrance pool and can be basically anywhere.
Yep.
Basically, but not absolutely anywhere. All right.
Magic Bat check, and it is the Lumberjack Cave, and you can scout this item. It is a small key.
We're going to get a look at the actual Sank location, but we are not going to get a look at the actual Sank location, I guess. At least not now. Because Zeke is gone well and past it.
Oh, Poultry has some arrows. That's good for ammunition. So I want to see if you agree with this, Irvin. There's kind of like 3 different phases to cross keys. There's the information phase, which we're in right now. That's where we're trying to check our entrances to get a lay of the land. Then there's the standard item collection phase, so we can get ourselves ready to finish the game. And then, of course, there is the go mode, where we're trying to finish the game as efficiently as possible.
Yeah, and how players tend to, I guess, tackle this is a phrase I would use. There are a lot of different schools of thought. So some players might just aggressively jump into every connector they see, and some people might just mark them off for later. Ooh, speaking of connectors, there is Hyrule Castle, and there is Ice Palace in the Lost Woods as well, so we got plenty of things to think about already. Secondly, how much you actually just start digging around and trying to skip every... Oh my god.
Nice mirror there.
I can't even finish a thought. The third part is always that final item or big key or whatever hunt. You might be looking for an entrance. You might be looking for, who knows. It could be anywhere from a couple minutes to really, really bad. Like sometimes you're in big key hunt for as much as 45 minutes.
Yeah, and there's a lot of big keys. The Ice Rod's effectively a big key. It's a thing. And there's also one other thing I forgot about in terms of some difficulties with this dungeon. Is in some dungeons like Thieves Town, there's that bunny beam. If we don't find that Moon Pearl, that bunny beam is going to be a permanent effect for the rest of that dungeon until we die.
That's only when you're in bunny revival state, I thought. Because you know, if it's in a light world state dungeon, you can't just permanently become a bunny.
Well, I meant for while you're in the dungeon. Maybe I got confused. It's been a while. I gotta remember. I thought I remember getting hit by a bunny beam. Oh well, there's laser holes.
Managed to dodge getting murdered and then picking up an extra bomb. There, you know, that's a win, I think. Yeah, it's if you're reviving into a dungeon in bunny link state to gain link state, and you hit a bunny beam, and it's a dark world dungeon, you don't have the Moon Pearl, you can't revert back. But if it's a light world dungeon, you get bunny beamed, you're fine. Speaking of light world dungeons, this is not one. This is Pod, and we have no keys and no bows, so I think we're probably going to see a mimic clip from Zeke here.
Possibly. We should also talk about how the key sanity site works. So first off and foremost, we don't have any map information, so they're not doing that X to check their map. The only way we get that information is we talk to Sahasra, which we get the small key to Desert Palace, our boots, and the 20 rupees there. And Chloe Power did talk to Sahasra and got the information where the green pendant was. It's in Skull Woods. Now, that's only one of the ways to get it. We could, of course, gotten the map for Skull Woods and gotten that information that way, but we'd have to check the Dark World map. The other thing we can do is we can check the 5-6 crystal location of the bomb vendor, wherever that ended up, and we can see where that is. Compasses, meanwhile, they give us an item count in the dungeon, and they also will tell us what the boss would be in an Randomizer state, which will actually be next week. I thought it was only the Mick boss, though, honestly, but apparently I was mistaken.
Yeah, that's actually vanilla behavior for the randomizer now. If you have a compass to a dungeon, if you map check, it will tell you the boss of that dungeon. Yeah, Zeke with the unbuffered mimic clip. Chloe going to take a death warp here because we have not seen a mirror for them yet. That's, of course, sitting in the mushroom spot. So we have to see what's behind a bow, a map to Ice Palace, and one additional item here. Zeke can actually go around and drop down and grab the item on both Arena and... Okay, guess we're not going to take advantage of having a hammer. Never mind.
Yeah, it doesn't seem worth it in that setting. With the map to Ice Palace, though, they can just walk in and see if it's a pendant or a crystal. So they can go back to Lost Woods and do that real quick. But of course, small keys and big keys, they're all shuffled into their own pool. And if that was a recent change, that probably explains why I didn't know about it.
Yeah, we talk about the boots advantage in chat. Chloe found the boots in Saha's closet, and Zeke will be happening upon that very shortly here, so I wouldn't call that terribly an advantage for Chloe unless they find something kind of mind-blowing in like the Bonk Rocks entrance that Zeke won't be coming back to anytime soon.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of just exploration in general here. There's our smiths, and there's our singular small key to Hera. So they're working in the town instead of on the outskirts of town. I think that's a nice upgrade, honestly. And there's the Hostrola, so they're going to get those boots now.
Yep, and that green pendant information to tell you that Fire Rod might not mean as much on this seat unless Trinex or Ice Palace end up being a thing. Now, we do see some things lighting up on the screen as our players pick up items. That's because we have two trackers flanking us tonight, Lady Laura Linda and Nomalith, in the background on the remote controls. When we see an item picked up, they'll light it up for you. And, you know, I happen to feel like they kind of back us up because we'll forget where things are, too.
Yep, back at Desert Fountain here, meanwhile.
Yep, that is
They do have
Chloe
a
stole
small...
the key.
Yeah, no
So
small key and no fire source, so can't really
although
do
Chloe
that.
stole the small key, and then found the small key behind Saha. So we have 2 keys to Desert right now. Oh, what was that?
So that was the exit to Magic Bat underneath the pyramid. There's a sword there on the merchant. That is something we cannot scout. So there is a potential that there is something on Magic Bat that we need, and we will not know about it until we get our Castle Tower small keys and defeat Aghanim 1. That's probably one of the worst cases to see. On the flip side, we have not seen the drop down for the useless fairy cave that is normally to the east of the sanctuary, which could very well mean in that Ganon is in the grave here. And sure, that's the useless fairy cave.
You know what that means?
This might be...
Well, I mean, when you got Uncle at the useless fairy, a bat at the tree, a well in the... You know what this is? Ganon's vanilla.
Ganon's in the pyramid.
Did I or did I not say, do we want to find out if Ganon's behind the pyramid tonight? I guess we didn't want to find out because we found out that is the case.
So it should be pointed out that this is a fast Ganon goal, so they normally did not have to do Aghanim 2. But in this case, it's forced. That being said, Ganon's Tower is shuffled. It can be anywhere.
There's a moment of thanks, I hate it. Zeke's going to be able to pick up this key. This hammer is actually kind of becoming a little bit of an advantage for Zeke over Chloe, because they're going to get a little bit of extra information as they pass through. Although Chloe is about to pick up said hammer.
Yeah, this is going to be a really crazy seed here, I think. I don't think they're going to be happy with that. Small key to Ganon's Tower at least is nice for convenience. That means they can go straight up the tower if they need in an ideal scenario, but with 27 items total, all of which could potentially have progression for any of the dungeons. Yeah, you're going to be checking the basement. Let's not mince words here.
Yeah, with both the bombs in hand and the boots, there's no way you don't just take care of the back of escape next time you save quit here, as Chloe's demonstrating.
Yeah, this is, like, pretty free in terms of items here. There would normally be, like, key logic that would say you need the Hyrule Castle small key for this, but given the current position, as we get the Cane of Samaria, that I don't think is going to come into play at all.
Maybe not necessarily.
Well, I mean, not for the back, for sure.
This early, no. I mean, the key logic doesn't matter so much when you can actually just get to the back. I mean, you also don't have a lamp to go front to back. We also don't have a front entrance, so I mean... No,
Sure.
I lied. We do have a front entrance. You saw the east side of Hyrule Castle. It's over at the chicken house, actually. I started tracking, and then we'll just have to go by the seat of our pants from here, I think. Is he finding a dark cave? It is the Old Man Rescue Cave, so we're going to see him go up the mountain here. And Chloe's going to check out North Shore and possibly go to Eastern. Oh, well, Chloe's going to just find Desert Palace, and I don't know if you just jump right in or you check the other entrance first, but you have a mirror, so you can just get 4 items and leave here.
Yeah, you're guaranteed to get 4 items here with the boots. And the old man lives in Hera. Got lost in Hera, apparently.
So that's it's kind of gross, and at the same time, it's also kind of okay because we have a mirror, so we can go ahead and check all these entrances, both Light and Dark World, and then go to East Death Mountain. Mirror and Hammer means you can go to East Death Mountain the natural way. Ganon is vanilla. We say vanilla is to mean where they usually are found in the game proper, because his entrance did not shuffle with the other drop-downs. He is where he's expected to be, behind the Ganon's Tower climb and in the pyramid, instead of being in one of the other drop-downs. There's Paradox Cave, sitting there at Dark Death Mountain's ferry, so we won't be able to do anything with that yet.
Well, we might, depending where it is. Unfortunately, that's the Lumberjack's house there.
Yeah, the big one there is if you can... oh, that's not ideal for Zeke. Is if you can find the one of the other two entrances being Light World. Then you can do it. Now, if the bottom entrance, the one with the push block, which is considered middle by the game code, I don't know.
Swamp House and Hera are 5-6, and this bomb location's in a really bad spot. I think this one requires the flute.
It absolutely does, Wolfling. If it's anywhere that you cannot go through a connector to do, as we find West Hyrule Castle up here, Zeke's going to go ahead and just take care of this now, I think. Then that would mean that to turn that in, you need to be able to both get the flute and go through the Dark World. From wherever you may be able to access the Dark World with the flute. So you need, at the very least, Mitts or Glove and Hammer. Or having defeated Aghanim 1.
Yeah, hold on, all. That's not really a good spot for that super bomb. Iron Castle front being dived.
It is pretty good information, though. Those 5-6 couple crystals you don't have to start digging around for. Zeke doing this on half a heart is going to make me lose my mind as you come very close to getting stabbed. We do have a fairy bottle, so that's really not as big of a problem.
Map to Swamp House. Irrelevant information now that we know where our 5-6s are. Chloe getting what they can out of Sahasra's hut, which is Thieves Town this seed.
We did see our first Turtle Rock key. Now, pay attention to where our Turtle Rock entrance is and how many keys we get. Because with that cane, we can actually do quite a bit of shenanigans with TR.
Yeah. I'm worried that we might have to do some bunny walking. With the way the cross keys sometimes works. Oh, he's gonna Death Warp. Okay.
You have some sense. I don't know why you do this. You have a mirror.
I have to get his health back. Chloe, meanwhile, finding armor.
I mean, you have a mirror, you have a fairy, you intentionally didn't pick up a heart. I don't get it. Alright, well...
That might have just been autopiloting.
I think it was. Oh, here's Skull Woods. Now, this is interesting, because obviously we can't go through Skull Woods right now. If we had a key and a fire source, you could go fight Moth, but probably not something you want to do with a fighter sword.
Chloe finding a connector, meanwhile, the Twins' house, and it's coming out in Dark World, on top of the mountain, no less.
Floating island, no less. So we get an item here, and it is just some sticks, so we'll just leave those there.
Yeah, and like I was saying earlier, because of the nature cross keys here and the connectors, you could be required to do some bunny walking just to find your Moon Pearl. It's happened several times before, I believe.
Oh, there's the Mane of Desert, by the way.
In the mountain?
Yep, right there at Spec Rock. So Zeke's going to go ahead and make the same 4 checks that we already saw Chloe. There's Swamp Palace over here.
Oh, wait! Isn't that on Death Mountain? Oh, but you drop down. There's no way you can carry the bomb that way.
Right. You can't take the bomb into entrances anyway. It'll say, can't you take me someplace nice?
So yeah, there is no way to get...
No, I was agreeing with you earlier. You absolutely need the flute to get the bomb off the mountain. 100%. No question.
Well, then you mentioned something about connectors, and I thought there could be a connector here, but I guess that's not the case.
Well, no,
you confused me a bit there.
This desert is the intended way to get up the mountain, because we don't have a lamp to do that rescue.
Ah, okay.
Because Chloe didn't go through any connectors to desert.
Yeah, and hopefully... In an ideal scenario, the flute's not necessary at all, but for all we know, Byron and all this bunch of entrances are isolated behind the flute. And I'm not saying the Misery Mire, the dungeon, I'm saying the Mire region in general.
Right, right. Especially with that mirror, because that's your only way to get to some of the desert entrances unless you get connected out. So Chloe's going to have that knowledge of, is this even randomized? That's next door to vanilla. So it's kind of randomized, but not really. And does Zeke think this is going to be his, are we leaving? Nope, we're just taking the bombs and running. Okay.
I Makes some sense. I don't think he knows that where the other entrances to desert go, so he doesn't want to leave the mountain.
Yeah, that does mean we're going to go ahead now and go to East Death Mountain. Now, we have entrances that Chloe was able to check that Zeke won't be able to because he didn't connect out the floating island, which I believe was East Desert, actually. So I stand sub-corrected. Oh, you get the dam? You can bunny this door. And he does. GG, Zeke. Get your free Misery Mire key that no one's happy to see. And pull the dam.
Yeah, Misery Mire key is not really that important for the routing of Misery Mire. It does contribute to logic, but it's kind of a niche logic.
Yeah, it's always good to have one, but as soon as you see more, it's just like, oh, God, why are you giving me all these keys? I don't want them.
Yeah, we should explain what the key logic is for anyone who's first time playing. And the simplest way to explain it is the key logic is just a foolproof method to make sure you use, just in case you have all the keys available. Words. It just makes sure you have all the keys available to open up every single possible door. It's a foolproof way to make sure that you will always have the key necessary to go through the way to progression, even if it is the last door you open.
So as a little bit of an oof there, Zeke did attempt to go through that Paradox Cave and got double whammied by the mini Moldorms, and not having that fairy meant we are not going to survive that. So no longer on the mountain. He's going to go ahead. We're going to see the back of escape from Zeke here.
We'll see if Chloe has any better luck.
Chloe's probably going to... Oh, well, we're just going to go through the connection. Okay.
Yeah, Chloe widely healing up.
Yeah, this is fine, actually. And Chloe, as you can see, no sword. That sword on Bottle Merchant right now. Kind of the outlier between the two of them. Chloe does have a mail upgrade, so the mini Moldorms don't hurt quite as bad. Oh, we're just down here. So now, these were entrances that Chloe decided not to grab. Oh, there's the mountain spawn on the TR bridge. And there's the front of Hyrule Castle. Okay, so Zeke is absolutely doing Dark Cross here.
I don't see a reason why not.
I mean, we already saw the front of Escape, so... You're going to go ahead, you're going to mirror back, and then you're going to do probably the other two entrances and follow up with what Chloe's doing here, which is... Oh, you can't do that as a bunny there, Chloe.
Pay for effort, but... Yeah, you can't sneak past the boulders without having the Moon Pearl.
Well, there's the other side of Spec Rock, so okay.
So all those engines can account for. I believe there is one connector that is a mountain connector that is not in the dark, and I believe it's here on East Death Mountain Vanilla, behind those boulders.
I say, Zeke, you can't do anything with this. Was Agina's cave there. Gonna go ahead and offset from the drop down here to check what's at the top of Spiral, and we have ourselves a fortune teller. Amazing.
Yeah, fortune tellers are nice because you pay them a little bit of money and you do get a full heal, I believe, out of the deal, but...
Oh. Zeke. Poor Zeke. He's gonna... I mean, this is not bad, actually. It gets him an extra entrance or two, but... We've already seen the other side, so now you might as well take it, and then you're just going to scrub all three off your tracker, because they're not that helpful.
Nope. Archery rating game, sometimes helpful, but not in any of the modes we played the last week.
I mean, it can definitely have its uses in cross keys. As we saw, early flippers meant there's no hula hand play without a glove on this seed, unless you know how to do one of the few bonk setups with the boots. So knowing where your rupees are, or how to get them through tree poles or whatnot, is actually very useful information.
That's true, but that one requires the Moon Pearl, so it's not really a violent option.
Yeah, that's true.
It's usually an option in... I usually mainly see it being played in inverted seas as a main way to get money.
That's because Inverted tends to be like poverty early game no matter what you do.
Yeah.
Unless Stumpy throws you 300 rupees and you're just like, oh, thanks, buddy. All right, back of the mountain spawn connection. We'll see if this has any bearing on where we can go.
Where was the front of the mountain spawn? I didn't make a note of that.
It was at TR Bridge, the east door to Turtle Rock. And we're in Village of Outcasts.
So there's a few entries we could check on. These could lead us to another connector.
And you could very well have something like the quote-unquote middle of Paradox telling you that the Moon Pearl won't be in it. Of course, these entrances that you could get as a bunny, you can't tag too much. And Zeke's going to go ahead and come down this way because we do have the mirror, which allows us to get a few other things. For example, the item on Race Game, I believe, was a key.
No, it was 300 rupees.
It was 300 rupees. We might pick that up anyway.
Yeah, it's Sora money. I would pick that up, honestly. Ooh. Good find, but can't take advantage of it.
You could mirror that door, but you'd be leaving one check. So a lot of players tend not to want to do that.
Yeah.
Chloe is in a dark room. Where are they?
I don't know.
Oh, they're in Dark Cross. Okay. It took me an extra moment to figure out what we were doing.
Ooh, but unfortunately, it looks like they took a death to the ropes.
If they will take advantage of having that ferry, and now we will see back down the stairs and into the Dark Cross proper. Zeke giving us Cave 45.
Yep, good old Cave South Grove, and it is a storyteller. That is something I do like about the fact that we have entrance shuffle, is if you know your entrances well enough, you could just peek and you know exactly what that entrance is. Because all of them have a unique entry screen.
I was trying to figure out where Chloe thought they were going for a moment. Because they were going down the hallway in East Hyrule Castle, and I was like, where are we? What is this, some kind of voodoo RNG manip I don't know about? Ooh, we have a connector here.
Yeah, this is that mounted connector I was talking about.
Yeah, the Ferry Ascension connection. This one going to the Mire area, so that mirror is looking real good now.
Oh, yeah. This is open up a bunch of entrances, and it gave us a piece of art, which Zeke is going to ignore.
You know, they say vanilla is the finest of the flavors, but yet we don't really want it.
I mean, in this early scene, the health is not that bad, but I can understand it. We'll need bombs to check the entrance of Misery Mire. Ooh, sneaking into the desert entrance, and it is the brewery, which is a big key to Skull Woods. Sorry. Unfortunately, that's not a really ideal big key to find.
It's still one you'd rather have before having the means to jump into said dungeon. I think that's also our first big key of the game.
Yes. So, to explain, for those who may not be familiar with, Swamp Palace and Skull Woods do not have big key doors. So their big keys are exclusively just for the big chest of their dungeon. We can skip a couple other big keys through tricks, but those are the only two that have no logical bearing whatsoever. They are not required to finish their dungeon.
Alright, no glove meaning we're not going to be checking the checkerboard entrance up there. Chloe taking advantage of having a bottle with something in it, and we'll do a potion camera unlock instead of a mimic clip to get this taken care of.
Yep, very easy trick when you know what you're doing with that one. And as long as the enemies are off screen, that considers them beaten. which allows us to get through the door. Ooh, this is the top of Hookshot Cave. This is a connector and potentially one item with that boots. And Chloe with a couple of small keys to pot is going to go a little bit deeper in here.
Yeah, we did see the at least one key picked up, too, according to the tracker for Chloe. Now, chat's asking, is everyone in the league playing the same seed? No, actually, every individual pair gets their own seed. So Zeke and Chloe have a completely different seed than I played with Kodase last night. And we had a different seed than you might have seen from...
Oh!
There's Ganon's Tower. You'll see a couple games happening tomorrow and Saturday. There's actually a lot of action coming up in this week of the league on Saturday, including, I believe, both of Link Floyd's games for Open League in my division. Yeah, everyone that's playing this week is going to have a completely different seed.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, we used a connector to get here. Did you remember where that was started?
I didn't see where this was because I was too busy talking to chat.
So we found GT on the balcony of Hyrule Castle. It's on the left side. Z came out the right side. So I don't know where that connector is, but there is a connector to take.
Hookshot Cave.
Oh yeah, Hookshot Cave. Okay, so Hookshot Cave leads us to GT. Hammer jump happening. Ooh, not quite.
Oh no. And Chloe only has one more shot at this with the amount of HP they have remaining, and they're going to say no. Chloe, you have a heart. Okay. Yeah, no fire means you're not even trying to break right side. Now, Zeke is going to try to break left side here with some well-placed bomb jumps and bonks with the boots. Here's the problem here is we only have 2 hearts.
He only needs... Oh, wait. He doesn't... He only needs 1 bomb.
You only need 1 bomb, you only need 1 heart, and we do ledge spin, and we got it, and that's the big key to Eastern, sitting in pod. That is a 1-key check that Zeke could have gotten with no keys with that hammer, having minute clipped once and decided not to. So if we see a bow at Eastern Palace before Zeke manages to go back there, that could be a little bit of an issue.
Yeah, so far, unfortunately, nothing for Zeke here with their hookshot skipping.
Mind you, the only check that's in logic with what we're doing right now is this door that we're about to walk past to save a key anyway, and it's not without 4 keys anyway.
Oh! Book of Adora. Alright, that could have some interesting implications. Where was that?
It's an item in a place. That is at the Link Ferry.
Yeah, okay, so that's the Link Ferry, which is the Light World equivalent cave to Hype Cave. And I think this is our first look at Child's Shore, actually, from Chloe.
Yeah, there
and
is the logical paradox.
Okay, there's a lot of items here. I'll say this much, Zeke is tanking up.
Yeah, Zeke knows what's going on here. Going through left side GT without a hook shot. Hook shot, of course, is the logic for this.
Oh.
There's flute that we were talking about, Wolflink.
That'll put Chloe over to the Maya region with the Titans bits, but...
Not necessarily with the Titans bits, is because of the connectors to get there in the first place. But there's a pod key for Zeke. That helps out.
Goes to Eastern. Mapped against Tower. Unfortunately, that map is useless. It does not give us any information. Another pod key found. Our container. Another fairy in a ball. That puts us up to 3. And a small key to Turtle Rock, which we may or may not need.
Chat asking, what is Zeke is playing as a sprite tonight? Zeke is a Leafeon. Leafeon, of course, is the grass-type evolution of Eevee, for those of you who play Pokemon. Leafeon's rather cute. Sprite made by Zeke's teammate Drakey, actually.
Oh, and one of the entries is in Dark World. For Paradox.
Yeah, that'd be the bottom, I think. The blocked one. So that was our only logical way to get into Paradox was through the dam. Until we see a Moon Pearl.
Ooh. Magic Powder, I think we just saw. Magic Powder, Flute. Those are items we don't necessarily want to see given everything we've seen thus far.
Magic Powder is still a nice safety to have.
Yeah, but we know Magic Bat's behind Aga 1. This is a very difficult fight. This is actually a deceptively difficult fight here that Zeke is doing. These Armos have a ton of health when you don't have arrows.
I mean, it could be worse. Zeke could be using the boomerang.
He is actually also tossing the boomerang to get a little extra damage in.
Oh no, Zeke. Now, what you want to do for maximum damage here is see about getting pokes in with the fighter sword. If you don't have any arrows, this is what you'd be expected to do in the vanilla game. Just slash away with a sword. Of course, not here at Eastern Palace specifically. I don't know why you don't just try to set up for dash pokes though, because poke with the poke with the fighter sword actually does tempered sword damage to the Armos Knights on their really screwy damage table. But this will do just as fine.
Maybe he only thinks it works for the red.
No, it does matter what sword it is. There is a damage chart for different classes of damage. Each sword is a different class, but Armos actually takes less damage from the Master Sword than it would from the Fighter Sword, surprisingly enough. So you don't want to spin with the Fighter Sword, because you actually end up having to do a little bit of extra work.
Yeah. Armos is just weird. You should ideally fight them with arrows if you have them.
Yeah, and Hammer does do tempered sword damage, but Hammer is also unwieldy in terms of its hitbox.
Yeah, with a small delay of hitting, you might miss them.
Chloe did decide to Mirror Bunny into this entrance, and we're going to see a little bit of love, a little bit more love. A second sword blocked by the Moon Pearl.
And a third heart piece, which gives them another heart. Zeke gonna stumble into Paradox now.
Yeah, you're gonna find. Oh, this is Desert actually here. Paradox is in the Dark World here.
Ah, Dark World. Sorry, my mistake.
No, Chloe's a maid. Actually, it's funny. We were calling this in the community that these two hail from. This game was being touted as the Fox Bowl, as we have obviously two fox species on the screen. Chloe's their own Sona, and Zeke is playing as a Leafeon. Also, we have it's Oops All Foxes as a team, and the Fox on the Fluff Around team. So it's the Fox Bowl between these two. We didn't talk about the implications of this game, Wolflink. Should we talk about the score totals we see on the screen as we approach the 40-minute mark? What do we have at stake here tonight?
Well, as it stands currently, with the point total here, it is currently a 4-way tie here in the Lost Woods division for Fluff Around Find Out, with 3 other teams involved. Oops All Foxes, meanwhile, is in a bit of a bind. They need a win here. Otherwise, there's no way they can escape relegation. And what that means is they will not have a guaranteed invite back for next season. They will go to the Open Division most likely.
Yes, this is a do-or-die game for the Foxes right now. And for Fluff Around with that, it's the Lost Woods Division. We're always pretty lost to the Lost Woods Division. I should know. I was on the team that predecessed Fluff Around last year. It was really hard to figure out who was going to be where until the last couple of weeks.
Yes.
So
at least with this week, at least with coming near the end of this week, though, we do at least have at least one team in each division here in the Invitational in a playoff clinch position. I believe it is the our other Dark World Conference team that has two teams clinched.
Yeah, and for this division, Beats from the East have secured themselves a playoff spot, but Fluff Around has 3 other teams sitting at 18 points. Bottles on Empty, the Salt Miners, and the Bomb Squad. As of right now, I believe the simulator that we look at on the league Discord, provided by Structural Mike, has all 6 of these top 6 teams have a 50% or better shot of making playoffs. It all depends on how they all play for themselves and against each other.
That's right. So, the only way Oops All Foxes does not get relegated is if they win this match. They win both of their matches in the next week, and then Terranigma's a great game, loses both their matches. If that scenario does not happen, then Oops All Foxes gets relegated, because at best, they tie Terranigma at that point, but because they lost us to Terranigma in a previous week, the tiebreaker goes in Terranigma's favor.
Ooh, that is an entrance that Chloe can check out a logic that Zeke could not with that Master Sword. We have the Super Bunny Cave from the bottom sitting at the castle proper. And Chloe's now going to go ahead and give Ganon's Tower their shot.
And that is a pretty good analogy to make there from chat here. The Open League teams, some of the Open League teams that perform the well and the winners get invited here. In fact, I believe we have a few teams from Open League playing here for the first time in the Invitational League. I believe one of them is actually in this very division. I believe it is Cross Keys.
You got the wrong division, my friend.
I got the wrong division.
It's not the first time you've done that.
No. Cross Keys is in the Mr. Meyer division. Sorry,
Cross Keys, I believe, formerly known as Great Name Pending from last year's league.
Yeah, I believe, I know there was at least one open team in this.
Now, Wolflink, where did we see Castle Tower?
Good question. Let's find out.
Zeke, where are you? Oh, Zeke did the center drop down. Okay.
All right. And now we're going to see what this entrance is.
It's the Sick Kid, and we have a bottle. And what do you have, Lazy Kid? You have a map.
To Eastern Palace. We don't know that information yet.
Chloe making their way through left side GT. We didn't see anything of any value in GT, I don't think. Zeke's trying to figure out where they want to spawn.
Yeah, it's definitely... We're definitely at the point to see where the Moon Pearl is becoming ever more important to find, but we just haven't found out where it is. I'm starting to think it's in the Zora area at this point, because we've had those flippers for a long time, and they have not paid out at all, and I think Zeke's going to be heading over that direction.
I think Zeke's going to go ahead and turn in this mushroom that we got in GT.
Yeah, we can't cash in the reward just yet, because we don't know where the potion house is in terms of entrance. But I would not be surprised... They're not going to walk? Alright. I have a very strong suspicion that what we're missing is that Zora.
We also haven't...
Sorry.
We also haven't seen a number of entrances yet. We haven't seen all of Eastern area. We haven't seen Dark Shop or the shopping mall area. I think it's too early to say.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm more so going off the fact that our flippers were really early, but they have not paid out.
True. The chat's pointing out that Chloe went ahead and spent the key to get the map chest in GT. And for Chloe, that was the Bombos medallion, which allows us to go into Ice Palace at some point here. You know, if we want to.
Actually, with the King of Samaria, in an ideal situation here, we could just do the entirety of the dungeon without the big key.
Well, yes and no, because I think we need a glove for that first.
Right. And yeah.
Yeah, you kind of need a glove to finish Ice Palace here.
Right, because you need to lift the rock at the end. They can still loot it for some items, and there might be a glove in there.
That's true. Zeke's to pick up their flute now. We have flute, shovel. We're starting to like rack up all kinds of items here, but not really anything by way of progress. And again, this is like the information gathering part of the seed. You're going to start finding out where things are, where you can go, what you can check in and out of logic, see what the logic's trying to point you to in terms of what you might be able to do. But also, at some point, you got to just kind of double back to some of those locations you haven't really thought about going to, like your eastern area or your Zora area, or you might want to put off the Ice Rod Cave until you have a glove, but you might have your Moon Pearl and a glove there for all we know.
I think you meant Ice Palace there, but I get what you mean. Yeah. Oh, Chloe. Be careful there.
Chloe's got a fairy, doesn't they? Yeah, they should still have a fairy bottle. They're fine.
Okay, yeah. They double check to make sure.
Yeah, because that bottle we got... I think there was a fairy bottle in GT, actually.
Yes, and I think they also tossed a... found the waterfall fairy, and they tossed a bottle in there and got another one. Some more bunny walking happening here.
There's your... That's a good spot to know about if you have a Moon Pearl. Right, Zeke is going to go ahead and check out the actual mini Moldorm Cave entrance, and not the one we just found at the Swamp Palace entrance. And probably also we'll see the shopping mall into Zora checks.
Possibly. Ooh.
Now, we already saw this west door, Zeke.
Oh, taking advantage of it.
Activating the flute. That is actually really, really, really keen. I like that.
Yeah, because he'll just go back to where he was by fluted 8 and then check the Ice Rock Cave entrance. And more importantly, what we effectively refer to an entrance as the shopping mall. Our move world could just be over there. Ah.
Yeah, look at all these keys now. So now it's Zeke's turn to go through the back of pod.
Yeah, and we know this is a crystal dungeon now. We can't clear it yet because we don't have the big key, but it's still going to give us a lot of information here.
So for this mode, cross keys, as we described at the start of the stream, it is a crossed entrance, so entrances can cross between light and dark world. Randomizer, with full key sanity, so all of your dungeon items are in the main item pool. It is a 7 crystals to defeat Ganon. Fast Ganon, however, the seed has Ganon behind Ganon's tower. So we will not be skipping GT today. That is the mode as it is written. That's how we're playing it for the League year. It is played on 100% locations instead of inventory, so you can access every chest in the game, logically. Chloe's put themselves in a spot by missing this mirror. We're also going to see this Super Bunny go somewhere that we haven't seen yet. I hope.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen where this came out at.
Well, we also don't have it in logic yet. And it goes up to the bumper cave with a key to Skull Woods. That's a good key to have. And an entrance we can do out of logic here. What do we got back here? We have a dark cave. It's a connecting dark cave because we already know where the 2 entrances to the Old Man Rescue are. So we'll leave that for later.
Yes, but it also puts us to the North Darkwood, which we haven't seen any of the entrances up north here yet.
All right, these are all bunny walkable entrances. Zeke did the couple in Vu, but we went south of Vu from there.
Caves Alpha Grove, also known as Cave 45.
Also known as Dark Lumberjack Shop in this case.
True.
Zeke going to go ahead and... Chloe did not successfully perform a hammer jump earlier, so let's see if Zeke has a little bit more luck here setting it up.
Looks good to me.
I think they might have, but I think they also might have left. I don't remember. So I know they mirrored out at 1 heart. No, blue mail 1 heart you can still manage, but you don't want to touch any of these.
I think Chloe bailed because they only had 1 health and they failed, they would have died.
True. I mean, let's see if that has any bearing. $350. I would say no.
No, just more information. Another entrance that's bunny walkable, and one that you don't see normally in most modes, is the Curiosity Shop entrance. And today It's just a normal shop. This shop is unique in that whenever you do find it in vanilla, it's the only shop you can buy a gold bee in. And it's also the only shop that sells the fire shield, I believe. Or is it a normal bee? I don't remember. You can buy a bee there.
Yeah, you can be happy there. It's the only shop that you can buy a stack of arrows in. Even though arrows just grow on trees.
Yeah, pretty much.
In this case, with the tiered tree pull being 10 arrows. Here comes the shopping mall, or the Ice Rod Cave area, whichever you prefer. Or, the fortune teller congregation. I don't know, something. Anything at all?
Oh, there's an item.
$20. Rip.
Yeah, I believe this got its name because back in the early days of the entrance shuffle, I believe this place favored putting a lot of shops here.
Yeah, there was a big bias for both the Ice Rod Cave and the Dark Ice Rod Cave areas being heavy on shop location. So we call them the shopping malls. It's kind of an artifact of the olden times, but at the same time, kind of neat.
Yeah, it's earned its nickname, much like Hype Cave has.
Oh, Hype Cave's disearned its nickname these days.
Yeah, it definitely has not lived up to its old legacy in recent days, but sometimes it gets that its reputation back. All right, finally seeing some of these flippers checks here. Let's see what the man on the bridge has.
Our bow.
So that makes Eastern full clearable now, ending lamp logic, but our runners at this caliber, they know their lamp logic all too well. They can navigate those runs pretty easily.
Now, I don't know if anyone's paying attention to what Chloe's doing, but we have walked up to Skull Woods. And that is a Dungeon Bunny revival. So Chloe has taken an intentional death to reappear in this dungeon as a Link instead of a bunny. And there's Eastern Palace!
Well, and it's a crystal!
Just convenient for Zeke.
Even more convenient, it's a crystal dungeon, and he can full clear. So, gonna get on the board. First chest of Small Key to Swamp Palace. That is a singular small key, and it is required. Good find.
Yeah, that one is huge. Oh, that is good news for Chloe, is that it's a two-way Skull Woods. You can go back and forth. So, I wonder if they thought about reading Pedestal there with the book and then decided not to.
Possibly.
Zeke's going to give us map chest of Eastern Palace, and that is a Quake medallion, which may or may not come in handy later. We know the two entrances requiring Bombos and Ether, respectively, for the doors, not necessarily for the utility of having the items themselves.
I mean, Quake can still be useful. You can kill the Pain Gators in one shot in Ice Palace, provided they're not jumping at the time.
Yeah, they can also turn those annoying dead rocks into slimes with one cast.
And it can stun the pickets, the enemies that steal your shield.
Alright, so we know what Chloe's not going to find here, is we're not going to see the Moon Pearl. However, we are going to see a big key to Pod. We are seeing the Moon Pearl in Eastern!
Alright! I dare say Zeke's got a pretty good advantage right now.
It all depends on just how far Chloe's willing to take staying out of logic here. I think it also depends on what else Chloe has left, because I don't think they're going to have much that isn't doing flippers checks shortly.
Yeah.
There's the Excuse me, game. Why is the lamp in Skull Woods?
You know what?
Wait, this is a double dip Eastern.
Yeah, it's a double dip Eastern by logic.
Lamp in Skull Woods, that's stupid.
Yes, this is why you learn lamp logic, folks, because that stuff is common.
Yeah, it's pay attention to logic, because it'll tell you where things need to be. If you got a GFE in chat saying it's because Fire Rod's just in Hera basement, that's why. I mean, you know what? Rule of Fire is all too real. It could very well be that.
It could also just be he in Turtle Rock for all we know. We can get through all but 3 chests without the Fire Rod.
Right, so this little information advantage, I'd say, that Zeke had is going to kind of fall away if Chloe decides to go in the direction of the flippers checks here. Although Chloe, it looks like they're going to head over to the lava chest, the big key chest here in TR, and probably we have enough keys that we can go out the front door without any consequence. Well, aside from, leaving the fire rod lock checks up front, possibly getting one way, but
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see there. Ooh, not quite getting that last shot off, but gonna go ahead and restock.
Yeah, giving the Igor a hug instead. They look soft, but they are actually quite burning to touch. Oh, that's awkward. I hate it when that happens.
Yeah, you missed a shot and ruined the quick kill setup. Might be able to salvage?
I mean, it's less...
Does! Very
well
nice!
Done, Zeke. It's less that we missed a shot,
oh,
and more that...
That's the big hurrah.
Yeah, it is. And knowing where the lamp is, that means Laser Bridge is actually available in Logic, which... Have we seen Laser Bridge yet?
I don't think so.
How did I know Chloe was just going to go out the front of TR? How did I know? All right, Zeke's got these other flippers checks to make yet.
So it looks like it's just on the waterfall of happiness check. Oh my goodness! Okay, yeah, the flippers were the call.
Speaking of, that's a GG.
Gas Tower. Our fourth and final bottle, Red Mail. Bat the Meyer. 10 arrows. 20 rupees.
And this is why we call it the cave, formerly known as Hype.
Yeah, a bit of a dud shape there.
Here comes
an extra Castle Tower key is nice. An extra Ganis Tower key is nice, though.
Exit of main TR is glove locked. Cute. And Chloe's pulling out the flute and headed right back down to Flute 8. Gonna see that Ice Rod Cave area.
Yeah, I think at this point, Chloe only has the Lakeside and Zora checks left. Speaking of Zora, what's he got today? 500 rupees. Oh, wow, that crap not only dodged the bomb, but he got it. Oh, Zora might be required.
That is a big key to Thieves Town.
And a lightning fast map check there. I think I saw a desert as a crystal.
Chloe going to proceed now with these Zeke Heavy Moon Pearls going straight to Agina's cave, which is right off the spawn point. Pretty good knowledge to remember that this is here. We're looking for a glove right now to be able to have easier Dark World access, but we do have some connections that really make sense. That is not a glove.
No, that is the company.
Oh, this is slightly unfortunate. Is Chloe just stepping into Eastern without going to Hobo first?
Oh, well, they'll get their Moon Pearl at least, but they can't finish the dungeon.
Right, they're going to get their Moon Pearl. The Moon Pearl is going to put them away from checking the man under the bridge for that bow.
Ooh, I hope they don't. But then again, they're pushing nearly an hour without the Moon Pearl. They might think they're behind as a result and just ignore the man under the bridge cutting corners. 2 pendants confirmed. I believe that I just saw Ice and Meyer as our 2 pendants.
And that tells us what all of our crystals are. So let's see. What do we have on mind here? We need Desert,
Thieves Town,
Hera,
and Turtle Rock are the ones we don't know that are crystals.
Well, we know Skull Woods is a pendant. If you saw the other 2 pendants, everything else is a crystal.
Yeah, we already know our 5/6 is Hera and Swamp. Now, here's the caveat. Even though Ice and Meyer are our 2 pendants, they can still have items we need for the crystal dungeon.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just some dude. This is Blind's Hut. Yeah, so our crystals on this seed then are 5, 6 on... I forgot them already because I didn't track them. But our crystals are going to be Eastern, Desert, Hera, Pods, Swamp, Thieves, and Turtle Rock. So we have a number of required items. We also need the Ganon's Tower Big Key to finish the seed, as Chloe picks up their Moon Pearl.
Small key to Ganon's Tower there. No castle tower or keys in sight. Not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing at this point, considering we know magic bats on the ledge. Alright, digging game.
I thought for sure Zeke was going to write high, because they used to do that. Nice
Ooh!
sword! Suddenly, the sword advantage has turned tables.
And that was pretty good dig count there. That was 11.
And Chloe leaving Eastern Palace. Let's see where they decide to go with this Moon Pearl now. Oh, this is going to feel so silly.
Oh, no.
Oh, because we haven't seen... This is... I forget what this was.
This
was... It's desert. That's right. We're going to take a... I thought at that point you might just take a warp, but you could always just grab a ferry, too. So, we're going to go out. I don't think Chloe's seen the main... No, Chloe's going to go to Dark Death Mountain here, I think, and probably peek around at Hookless Swamp.
Dark Bonk Rocks here is only a Storyteller Cave. Or is that a Fairy Fountain? Either way, not really useful to us.
Don't really matter, to be completely honest. We don't know what this Hype Cave entrance is. We know it's not Hype Cave. It's a Spike Hid Cave, is what it is.
Yeah, I believe that's normally in the shopping mall area.
Yeah, it's usually over here in... It's the rock item, or the rock spot under shopping mall. Now, this is Mini Moldorm Cave here for Zeke. So now having the Moon Pearl, we have these item caves we can absolutely take advantage of.
Yeah, you can think of the Mini Molder Cave as a light world version of Hype Cave, really. Same amount of items. 20 rupees, 3 bombs, the map to Turtle Rock, 20 rupees, and 20 rupees.
Whole lot of nothing.
Makes some sense here.
Hey, we've crossed the hour mark, by the way. In what is typically a very long mode here. We can go anywhere from an hour 30 to 2-3 hours, depending on how rough this seed is and how our players are out. So if you liked what you see, if you like what you see on any given race that we broadcast here on Speed Gaming or over on the ALTTPR League for this tournament, make sure you're giving our runners a follow. Tonight's players, Zeke Highwind, Chloe Prower. And thank you again to our trackers tonight, Lady Laura Linda and Namalith94, and to Wolflink.
Alright, so we found Sahasra's connector, and we're doing Dark Shopping Mall on the other side meanwhile. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so into the pod region we go. Dark Connector.
Chloe was already at the pod region. I did not see how they got there. There's Spike Cave, and we can't do it.
Well, we could if we had some fairies, but I don't think
we don't have a glove.
Oh,
regardless of what's in our bottles, we can't lift the rock at the end of Spike Cave.
I always forget something, and it's going to be that glove today, I swear.
Well, here is the Waterfall Fairy, and all that has for us is a map to Hera. Although we do get a free bottle refill, and she says, here, have fairies.
I believe they're in the light world now.
It was not an ideal spot for Zeke to get spat out, but that was the other side of the connector we saw Chloe find earlier. To answer
okay, so Chloe's now going to get the bow and going to feel a little bad about their order.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but you know what? You're still going to be able to clear Eastern, and you have the lamp to do so, so it'll be a margin faster than Zeke's was. Except it is also a double dip, which is the real caveat here, I guess you could say.
Well, given this is cross keys, you do expect to do maybe a 1 or 2 double dips due to how all the keys work. This is one that Chloe could have avoided, however, if you're right. That being said, Chloe could have just ignored that for a long time, so to check it now is still pretty good.
Oh, we have a Read of Ether tablet. I actually forgot that we had a book for a little while there. So this is an item check that both players can make, and Zeke is going to find out that Ether has a big key. It's the big key to Meyer. Ooh, that's what you may or may not actually want.
Actually, I just realized as well, because we have the Tempered Sword and the Mirror and Access to Dark World now, whatever Chloe found in the middle entrance of the balcony, I forget what was there, that's in logic.
That is true. That was Super Bunny, and that Super Bunny went to the Bumper Cave. And we just saw the connector that we had from Light Bumper. The Death Mountain exit cave. And that was Zeke popping out of East Desert in the pod area. We've already seen Chloe take care of these. Chloe did get a cape out of logic, too, is what we're getting pointed out in chat. But, you know, even with the cape, we're still not doing Spike Cave.
Yeah, we need that glove. That said, cape's nice to have. It's the more ideal of the invincibility options. And this is Chloe going back into Eastern Palace.
Yeah, this will be the clear of Eastern. Yep. Zeke's going to go get this connector that was at the pod entrance that we saw Chloe step into and then step back through. We might see Zeke do something different because the only door he haven't touched here was actually at Dark Flute 5.
Possibly. Whew. I have a feeling this is going to be a long one. We can go back and clear Thieves Town, though, with that big key to Thieves Town we found earlier. Is that in logic, or is that nothing?
Where was the Thieves Big? We just saw it, right? It was in...
I think it was on the Armos Knights.
Oh yeah, that is absolutely in logic. So Thieves is... So unless we have the small key to Thieves, it only gives us one logical check in Thieves. So that is the Maiden Cell at the bottom. The rest of the checks are blocked by having a small key by key logic. Oh, Thieves Town Big was at Zora, our trackers are telling us.
Oh, right. He did sell that. Forgot. Once again, thank you to our trackers for keeping us honest out down here in the booth.
That being said, did we have a big key on Armos?
There's a lot of information here. I could be mistaken. We'll find out once again here. Might have been 20 rupees. Oh, it might have been the TR big. I'm already confused on where we're supposed to go.
Cross keys is a lot of information in a very short period of time, so it's very easy to become confused. Zeke's going to pick up this shovel. And then I wonder if Zeke might go ahead and mirror somewhere. So we can't go to Catfish. Zeke might check this CT, actually.
Ooh, actually, there's an entrance that we have available to us if we want to go that route. I don't think we've seen yet.
What you got in mind?
Well, with our mirror and the boots, we could do King's Tomb. Well,
yeah,
we'd have to navigate
approach that from, yeah.
We'd have to approach that from Dark World, which we couldn't do until now.
Right, we would have to go to Village of Outcasts to be able to approach that from the west, since we don't have a hookshot to do that from the east. Chloe's going to become very tanky with that red mail.
Yep, getting a return on their investment. And there we go, all tied up now, in terms of keys, I believe. Oh, not quite. We still need to get the Thieves Town Big Key, but other than that...
Well, that's okay. Chloe's about to go pay for the Thieves Town Big Key. We still need the, we need either a hookshot or a Hera Big Key. We need the Ice Rod and the Fire Rod for TR. We need a glove, in all likelihood. Not guaranteed, but possibly. This could be the fabled gloveless seed, too, for all we know. But I think there's enough pieces missing that it's not likely to be that case.
I'm in agreement. I think we need... Oh, right. Its entrance almost said that, wait, no, we need glove for desert. I almost autopiloted it there.
I mean, it could just be that desert's north entrance is blocked by a glove. You never know.
We've seen it. We've seen it. It's in Kakariko.
That's true. It is in Kakariko. In fact, it's not very far from where Sahasrara was.
So what entrances haven't we seen yet that might be glove locked is what we should be asking, I think. I don't think we've seen Hera or Swamp Palace yet.
We have absolutely seen Swamp Palace. It's at the top of Super Bunny.
Okay.
Or the
Another big key to Ice Palace. Ooh. 3 big keys.
Oh, and spits us out in Skull Woods, so Zeke's going to have the knowledge that we can just continue on here.
So that's worrying for one particular reason.
How so?
Well, we're about to find out, and I'm going to see if my suspicion is confirmed right here with the book. We have all 3 big keys to all 3 of our pendant dungeons. Thankfully, it's just a heart piece on pedestal, so those are not required.
Conspiracy theorist, you.
I mean, I'm reading what the seed says. If they give us 3 big keys, I'm worried that we might need them.
Well, the big keys have to be somewhere.
True.
Zeke is going to go ahead and go back into... I hope Zeke goes back into Skullwoods here. Chloe's going to give us a look at Meyer without the big key.
Yes, and I believe this was a location we haven't seen before because this one was left behind some hammer pigs in Village of Outcasts.
No, we saw Zeke peek into it. That's how we did. We were talking about pendants and crystals, and you see the P in the upper left-hand corner, confirming Meyer is in fact a non-green pendant for this seed. But we didn't see Zeke step in.
No, we saw the map check. That's how we knew.
Well, yeah, I was saying we were talking about it at the time, but we haven't gone into it yet. Zeke decided not to. We saw it when Zeke was first coming through Village of Outcasts. That's why they decided to prioritize North Dark World when they came back through this way, because they'd already done the Village of Outcasts entrance. There is your pod big key that Chloe already has in hand, and Zeke can actually go finish that dungeon anytime they want now.
Yeah, with 4 pod smalls, it's easy enough to do. There's our Saint Cart, meanwhile, turning... So, kind of a good reward from the Skullwoods big key. Meyer having 50 rupees.
There's that lamp, and Zeke doesn't need another key, so they're just going to pop out here.
Yeah, one of the things about cross keys is one of our older logic things was that the pinball room always had a small key, and now only in cross keys is that rule applied. So Zeke knows what's in that last chest.
It's even more than Zeke knows. Zeke doesn't need it, because Zeke already has a key to go fight Moth with later. And we can actually do that, again, also anytime we want. It's not in logic to do so without the fire rod, but we have a fire source. And I can tell you with confidence, both of these players know the bomb jump to skip the fire rod in the back of Skullwoods. So we might see some early Moth action, we might not. It is a green pendant, but that's, you know, pendants obviously don't mean anything on this seed, because that's just a little love on the pedestal.
Yeah, that said, that is the green pendant, so Sahasrara might have something for us.
True, true. Sahasrara likes to hold out on us a lot. Sometimes he just holds out a lot of treasure on us instead of giving us what we actually want or need.
Well, here we go. We're seeing Graveyard Legend Kingston here from Zeke. This is something I was suspicious of. Storyteller cave here. So, I don't think we've seen Hera.
We have certainly not seen Tower of Hera. I think it's the only dungeon we haven't seen thus far.
Is it here? No, it's the chicken hut, but this could be an item.
Well, it is an item, but it could be a useful item. Meanwhile, But still not seeing anything in Mire. Chloe approaching the 6th and final check that they can make in Mire. You know what would be kind of gross right now, Wolflink?
Getting a 3rd shield?
I see what you did there. I see what you did there. I am Team Shield, thank you very much.
Hey, I'm a fan of the fire shield. I like it. And hey, it protects Leafy from their weakness to fire.
Oh, come on now. No, I'm more worried about diving into Hookless Swamp Palace.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
I don't think so much it's a problem. I think it's actually something that's just available for us to do and might be on Zeke's mind.
Yeah, I would say that's not a bad call.
Guess we'll go back to Vu. Zeke might be going into Mire right now, actually.
And with Chloe checking the last chest here of Blind's Hideout, they have all 4 Ganis Tower small keys.
Yeah, and that's good, because the game will logically ask us to do so. Yeah, Zeke is absolutely going into Mire. Now, Zeke does have one advantage that Chloe did not have. Zeke has the Mire big key.
So yeah, Zeke can full clear this. We'll see if there's anything else that Chloe needed here.
See if Zeke takes the option to fight Vitreous also while we are here. Because that is also... Oh no, not the mirror.
That has been a common occurrence lately.
What, quick swap errors to mirror? That's that's about as constant as the blue sky on a clear day.
Pretty much. Alright, Stumpy check here. Only 3 bombs. I don't think we've had a shovel check, have we?
No, we have not. So we're going to see the mirror back to the shovel, and the shovel has a big key, and the big key says, I'm probably in a desert. It's Hera! Ugh.
Actually, that could be useful.
It could.
The hookshot could just be on the top of Hera, so having that big key means we can clear the dungeon with
you know,
some assurance.
I've played this exact nightmare this week. I left my hookshot on the top of Hera for like 90 minutes.
Did it be here to have you relive that memory?
It was a practice scene, so I don't even care. It's like, oh, well, that happened. Alright, well, we see Zeke follow in Chloe's footsteps just a little bit here. There was nothing in this mire that we could really quantify, although we do have the option to potentially, clean up the rest of Mire and never think about coming back here again.
Yeah. I think the problem is going to be the Vidi fight, but we'll see. Not
even, because, Tempered Sword spins are a lot freer than you think. It's actually the NMG tech.
Yeah, I'm more worried about the health situation more so than the damage.
Again, NMG health situation. We also have a bow, Chad is keen to point out, so we have a backup plan, and Chloe has a cape in case they decide to come make the same move.
I suppose that's true enough. Alright. So we're only going to see new checks on the big key lock stuff.
Right, otherwise we've seen everything else that there is to see here in Misery Mire, and we've seen everything else that there is to see here in Mini Moldworm Cave. There's the other thing that's on my mind. We have 3 keys TR, right? Laser Bridge is in logic from the middle. Like, you can go Laser Bridge from the front or the middle. It's 3 key locked.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're putting it off because they want to have that... the rods.
You could just have both rods on Laser Bridge.
Could be. First look at Bombos Tablet, though. Let's see what we got
literally
here.
just have your go
Oh
mode
my goodness,
Laser
another
Bridge.
big key, and I think this one has to be... Yep, Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, we need that one. That is... Oh, that's a gross spot for the GT big key.
It was either that or the Desert Big Key, which we also have. Alright. Big chest to... Mire only had a heart piece.
There's bombs. Zeke has a couple more checks, and then they can either mirror or go forward to Vidi.
So I think at this point, at the seed, we can safely say that the last big key we need is the desert. The last key we need is the Desert Big Key. In terms of items, we still need the hook shot and both rods, potentially a glove. And in terms of entrances, we're still looking for Tower Hera.
I don't see where we have any entrances left that we can get to that would have Tower of Hera.
I can think of two. We haven't checked the Meyer entrance yet.
Right, but that Meyer entrance is out of logic. Well, no, actually, it's in logic now with the 4th GT key I've discovered, so that could be something that we need to do.
Yeah, and we know that there is a connect that takes us directly to the Meyer area.
Look out, Zeke is making the run to Vitreous. Zeke, why would you set up Spooky here? You don't have a Fire Rod. Good dodging the fireballs, though. Chloe back on the mountain. Chloe's probably headed in the direction of... This is... Where are we going, Chloe?
This swamp?
No, this was Skullwoods. Okay, Chloe's going to go ahead and knock out Moth out of logic here.
Yeah. This is 2 items, so it makes some sense. Try to get some progress.
Yeah, it's an... You know, neither of these items are going to be the Fire Rod, but it might give you an idea where the Fire Rod can or can't be.
Yep. Logic is just a suggestion sometimes with the randomizer. And sometimes you have to break logic to figure out what they actually want you to do.
I like to refer to it more as logic as a guideline. And you may seek to avoid the direction... Zeke? Zeke, this is foolish. Not powdering on your way to Vitreous with only 4 hearts is not a power move. Do we still have a fairy in pocket from that fairy fountain? I believe we do. Yes, we do.
I think you accounted for that.
Yeah, but you still take the heal. You walk past a bunny beam. You still take the heal.
That wasn't even a bunny beam. That was just a bubble.
That's true.
Alright, well, this will be free now.
Speaking of free, Moth was, There was a Moth on the screen.
Only 3 bombs at the boss.
The
oh
glove is
my
on
goodness!
Vitreous! Why is that there? Put it back.
No, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That opens up a handful of entrances, too.
Boo. So we've got our hands full. You know, we can get a grip on the situation now. Zeke will have an uplifting experience up here at this one entrance we haven't seen yet. I'm just, no.
I think you can stop at the boss.
You encourage me. Get better material. No. Chloe's gonna pick up this big key. This was the big key to Misery Mire, and I don't think they real. Oh, there's
well,
Laser Bridge. Okay. Okay, game.
Yep, it's Smoky Ice Palace.
That's our second one, actually, so ice is free for us to jump through. There is half magic, so now that Spike Cave will be in logic regardless of bottle count or whatnot with the cape. And the one single best item in the entire game. Zeke, no. Zeke! No! Reverse to Crystal Roller, it's in logic! Okay, fine. Already gotten spat out here. This is the meaning of TR. Zeke didn't know this. Chloe came out this way.
Okay. Does mean he has to isolate the central item, but I think it's safe to say that that wasn't anything major.
Well, we also know where the other 2 entries.
Oh no, he's just gonna ignore the upper. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, there's no reason to do anything else from here because you know where the other Turtle Rock entrances are.
So I'm gonna point this out, and this is actually kind of funny. So you go into Laser Bridge from this entrance here in the Dark World. You beat up Turtle Rock, and then you're magically you basically mirror in the dungeon. You're in the Light World now.
Yeah, that's only when you beat Trinex, though.
Exactly. It's still funny that the front and the back entrance, the top and the bottom entrances are essentially in the same location, though.
Hera Big Key in the hands of Zeke. Chloe's got to go somewhere here that will help them out a little bit. Where's Chloe headed to?
Oh, we're going to check the last entrance of the shopping mall. This could be Tower Hera.
It could be a number of things. It could also be Well, no, this is... I don't know why Zeke decided to hop in here.
I think he slipped in accidentally.
There was something else here. This was... No. Oh, Zeke's thinking of Dark World. That's what it is. Spike Cave is in the Dark World here on the right side.
Oh, C-shaped house.
That is a key. That is a Skullwoods key. It's not logical, but it kind of points to possibly needing to go to Moth at some point.
Possibly. We'll see.
Yeah, here's our transit to Dark World for Zeke. He's got one entrance in Dark Shopping Mall and Spike Cave down there. We just picked up that red potion that was sitting somewhere. Where was that red potion? It's on Laser. Was that a red potion? No, it was in Compass Room TR. Yeah, Chloe did pick up... No, Chloe does not have their green pendant. Chloe did not have the big... Oh yeah, Chloe does have the green pendant. I'm thinking of the red pendant that was on video. So Chloe's gonna go talk to Saha. And that's some love. Zeke is not leaving behind the GT Big Key. That's good. So we don't need to kill Moth. And here's Meyer Shed. Well, now we have every reason to go ahead and finish up Thieves Town when we go back in that direction. Of course, Thieves Town is right there in Kakariko, so it might be the first thing Zeke thinks to do right here. No, we're going back to the Dark World. Chloe's going to take advantage of this in-logic Bombos medallion and show us what's going on in Ice Palace. Unfortunately, does not have a glove, so we will not see a Cold Stare fight unless the mitts are in here.
Meanwhile, Zeke's going to be going to the back of Thieves Town.
And having
which
just
this is a crystal.
And having just gotten that small key, you can get everything here in logic. The game will expect you to be able to do so.
And yes, with next week being our Randomizer thing, there is going to be a little quirk here I'd like to mention for those who might want to look forward to it. In Randomizer, we don't have, in Boss Shovel Randomizer specifically, we don't actually have to go save the maiden. The boss fight will just always be active here in Thieves Town. So we can just ignore the back half of the dungeon in an ideal scenario. There's also a few other funny moments, but I'll save them for next week. Trust me, some bosses are worth seeing in that mode.
Some enemy placements are worth seeing in that mode. Chloe opting to flip the switch just on the off chance we do see a glove in Ice Palace. We do have an extra key, so this is fine by all measures of what fine could be. Gonna ice break and check out this check, but we won't be able to get what's in Atrium. It's provided the icebreaker wants to play nice with Chloe.
Alright, not quite there. But there we go. And down into Ice Palace's rooms we go. Meanwhile, Zeke's in the basement.
Oh, Chloe.
Autopiloting a bit there. That's another item that Chloe can't get, actually.
Yeah, can't get that one. We're going to see... Going this way, you will be able to get a couple things. You can't get the big chest either, so this will be a 5-item die where one item is blocked by a glove. And the big chest of Thieves Town today is $20. Wow, that's a paltry sum if there ever was one.
Why must not be paying his workers well?
Well, that's Blind's treasure. Maybe the workers are making, like, highway bandits.
Or he's holding onto his treasure himself. You know,
Eugene
like he doesn't
Krabs.
trust it. Oh, well, he's a thief. You may not trust any of his fellow thieves.
No. We do have the means to full clear. Well, not full clear, but we finish pod, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's been attack kind of threw him off the script. So Zeke is improving here.
Yeah, sword beam blind is not fun because the sword beams could really screw you up in terms of your usual timing. Blind, on the other hand, is very fun because it gives us our final sword
And a crystal, but yeah, very good recovery there. Definitely, the spinning attack is what hurt him the most there, I'd say, in terms of his timing.
Yes. Spinning screws up timing. Sword beams makes it hard to try to get your timing back. And that is another crystal in Zeke's hands.
Yeah, how are we only approaching our 90-minute mark and we only have 2 crystals? This is kind of nuts in how long the seat's going to be. It's going to be a mad dash through dungeons once we get everything else. Oh, yes. Hello. We haven't been up here yet. Another entrance that could potentially be here right here underneath this boulder. Nope, but it's the Curiosity Shop, as I mentioned earlier.
We do have this Swamp Palace right here. I think this is Zeke's first time seeing it. And he is not afraid to jump in right now.
Makes sense. We get about half the items in here.
Oh, there's the second glove! Why?
So that glove is pretty free if Chloe gets up there.
That glove is Chloe's saving grace right now, and may have both gloves may still yet be required for the seed.
Maybe?
May yet still be required. Now think. Oh, Zeke is deciding not to continue. I think that would have been on accident, actually. You have a hammer. You don't have the hook shot. Oh, this is a feeling. Oh boy. All right, Chloe in Thieves Town with the ability to clear Thieves Town. Doesn't have the small key, but not missing out on anything. That's just another check that they might have to come back for later.
So we're not going to see a Specky clip here, but it's fine. So our go mode is the hookshot, both rods, desert big key, and the location of wherever Tower Hera is. I believe that's all we're left with.
And no big key either for the Swamp Palace dive, so Zeke is going to come down and around.
Oh, does Zeke have Bombos actually? Where was that again?
Bombos is in the compass chest of Ganon's tower. The 4-key lock chest, not the compass chest, the map chest, excuse me. The 4-key lock chest on the left side.
Okay,
and
there's have that.
There's the Cane of Burna, which further reinforces we should probably be headed to Spike Cave at some point here for that extra entrance that's down there as well.
Well, we've been to Meyer Shed, so...
Yeah, we've seen the Meyer area, chat, unfortunately. We had a connector that took us there, and that means the checkerboard entrance!
Checkerboard, yeah.
One glove was all we needed to do checkerboard entrance, and we haven't been back since. And right now, Zeke's the only player with gloves. As Chloe is going to remind us by attempting to lift this rock again. And this turns into a kill room for them.
Yep, have to go around the long way. Another option is that, because Chloe has the Bombs Medallion, the main entrance of Meyer could be Hera. And that could cause a wrinkle.
Sure could. There's all kinds of stuff that could put one player or the other in a slight advantage here. Right now, choosing to go to Vitreous because we had the Meyer Big Key has been the thing that put Zeke sort of ahead. I emphasize sort of, because even though Zeke currently has a dungeon lead, that's not going to stay that way for too much longer in terms of crystals, as Chloe is about to go ahead and finish Thieves Town. But the amount of information, the amount of ability to check things that Zeke has right now is a lot that Chloe can't do until they either come up to the Swamp Palace to get a glove or go fight Vitreous. And for all we know, based on how this seed is laid out, we may have to do both.
Yeah, we may have to do both. You're right. Alright, what do we got here in Left Side Swamp?
A little bit of love.
Have to go back around for the other item. Meanwhile, Chloe getting the first wave of the quick kill set up. Goes left. Yep. Looking good. Getting hit there, but that's fine.
I'll point out, too, by the way, with the mints, we have a couple other entrances we can do as well. We have the Peg Cave entrance. We have the Ice Palace entrance. And if we find Ether, we have the Turtle Rock entrance.
Sure.
And there's nothing but love on left side Swamp.
And Swamp is done for now. We'll have to go back later with the big key. Or, not big key, hookshot, I'm sorry. Getting my items confused again.
And we'll welcome in the raid from Handel. Thank you. Welcome into this Invitational League match between Zeke Highwood and Chloe Prower. Fluff around and find out, sitting in a four-way tie, trying to vie for a playoff spot. Oops All Foxes, trying not to get eliminated from the Invitational League via relegation, need to win every single point they can get in these last few games.
Yeah, so to get explained here for a little bit more detail, if they lose, at the worst case scenario, they tie the team that's currently in 7th place. Terra Nation is a great game, but the tiebreaker, if that happens, will be in Terra Nation's favor. So they are in a do or die situation here, in terms of their time at the league.
We saw the Smiths. Where did we see the Smiths? The
Smiths. It's Kakariko in the upper left house.
Oh yeah, right here in this house. Got it. And so we are going to see Smith Chain and a couple entrances that come with. Well, first off, we gotta see what this item is, if it's anything we want. It's our last big key. So
yeah,
that's
there it
all
is.
The keys. We know where all of our keys are that we need.
Yep, now it's the rosin and the hook shot.
And that also enforces something I was just talking about, and Chad is confirming it. That second glove is now firmly required to finish the seed.
Which means Meyer is required to be cleared.
Yeah, and that means even though Chloe just got their first glove out of Swamp Palace, until they go to Misery Mire, this is an advantage for Zeke.
I hate to say it, but I don't think Chloe goes to Meyer unless it's an absolute last location. You don't generally want to do, with their knowledge that it's there's something on the pendant. They're not really incentivized to go fight Vitreous. But we know it's required.
I think it's less that they're not incentivized to do it because it's a pendant, and more they're not incentivized to do it because they were already in the dungeon and cleaned up everything except the big key lock stuff.
Yeah, that as well. It just compounds, really. Alright, land moles are falling.
Land moles are fallen. They are quite dead. Courtesy of that. There's the Ether Medallion, by the way. Courtesy of that gold sword that Zeke has.
And that means, I believe, that every entrance in the overworld is now available for Zeke to check.
Yes and no. Zeke still needs the Bombos Medallion to check the one in Mire.
Right, I forgot about that one.
But that does mean Zeke regains the crystal lead. Keep in mind, we're still looking for Tower of Hera. We have no idea where it is.
Could be right here in the Hammerbeck field. Which means it's... And in the hammer pegs...
We have Bumper Cave, which is not something Zeke can do anything with, but could take us somewhere we haven't been yet.
Yes, we have not seen the other entrance, but I think we've seen a lot of entrances to this point.
Yeah, I don't know where that could go. Desert East is the big one that comes to mind. Pyramid Ferry, Ganon's Tower, Turtle Rock Laser Bridge. You know, all entrances that you can't do anything with.
Zeke. Yeah, it could also take us to one of our medallion entrances.
Zeke, where are you going?
Zeke.
Oh, this is Turtle Rock's big chest check for a compass, and we'll probably check Crystal Roller now that we have the means to do so from this side. Both gloves. One was in the front of Swamp Palace. Chloe has just obtained that one. The other is on Vitreous, the boss of Misery Mire. Chloe went in and did 6 checks without the big key. Zeke went to Vitreous as they had the big key and got their first glove the fast and easy way by killing the boss. Do bear in mind, Misery Mire on this seed is a pendant. Zeke. Oh, Zeke's going to continue checking what they can here, so we'll do the Turtle Rock big key chest for that cape. And probably chain jumps as well, but I don't think we're going to see Zeke go all the way to compass check. No, we already saw it, actually. Never mind.
Yeah, this is going to be... No, they've already checked.
Yeah, the only 3 checks remaining will be Trinex and the Firelock checks on the right side. Yeah, we found Laser Bridge. Laser Bridge was glove-locked at the Bumper Cave, actually. Bumper Bottom.
Actually, we just saw the desert entrance there, and I don't think we've seen that one yet, but it looks like Chloe's just leaving that one behind. It must not have been anything we needed.
Chloe's in the situation of, I had this glove and I need to chase it. I don't know where I need to chase it. Which, in a way, they're not wrong. They need to chase the glove, but not in the way that they're thinking they need to chase the glove. They need to chase both gloves. Alright, this is going to go down to Dark Shopping Mall. So we'll probably see Spike Cave and this rock from Chloe instead of from Zeke.
Yeah, the only saving... Let's see what we got here. The purple chest, it is just bombs. So there's switching kind of a dud.
And this was Hookshot Cave, so Zeke's going to take this, and I would imagine... What?
Considering what they have, they could definitely do right side Ganon's Tower. Oh,
no, it's not.
No,
There's
sorry.
Tower of Hera!
That must be under the rock then in Dark Shopping Mall.
Yeah, that is... I've been calling for that. There it was. Zeke is going to... Zeke's going to Big Chest, actually, is what's going to happen here.
And while he's on the way, he'll get up his Bombos, which will mean that he's in go mode, at least in terms of entrances. He's in go mode in terms of keys, but item-wise, we're still missing the hookshot and the rods. Yeah,
Zeke still needs to get their... I've imagined they have to get their butt to Tower of Hera. I think we're being blocked by the Fire Rod right now, Wolflink.
I think you're right.
Zeke is going to try to push right side. Now, this is intriguing, because you can do the right side with a lamp, but it requires you to do a somewhat precise bomb jump to skip the requirement of the Fire Rod over here.
Yeah, they have to go through the door up here. Because what they're going to do here, to explain, is they're going to set up... They're going to start from the bottom with the bomb jump, light the torch at the bottom, fall in the pit, which will put them in this entrance, and then they work from the top to the bottom. So that torch at the very top of this area will be the second one they light.
And this is harder for some players who can't do a little ledge spin, but you've seen Zeke do it a couple times already. They make it look real easy. Ooh, except when you walk into your own explosion. That's not ideal.
I think they actually got shot there is what happened by the...
No, the blast radius was still on the screen there. So, well done. Now let's see if we can cap it off. Castle Tower key sitting there for Chloe in the Hera big chest. Not something you're really excited to see, but is that our first Castle Tower key?
I believe it is, yes.
All right, that door slapped shut behind Zeke, and we're already through. Well done, Zeke.
Yeah, very small margin of error, but gets it done.
And Chloe about to show Moldor a very small margin of error, as in Don't you come anywhere near me, you big worm. And it shows us 10 arrows. Silver's in Ganon's Tower's compass room. And a key to both castle tower keys.
Oh,
now,
no.
Very, very quickly. Now, this one isn't in logic yet. This one does require you to have the... Oh, geez. The fire rod to get. So, Castle Tower will not have the fire rod. Neither will Magic Bat. Now, Magic Bat can still have the ice rod. Or the hook shot. Since we saw there is nothing, and I stress nothing in the Tower of Hera here for Chloe Prower. We do have this spike cave I've been kind of hoping someone was going to make their way to sooner than later. Chloe is that person. Or that fox. This is the Fox Bowl. Oh, Fox all the time. The ice rod is in the Ganon's Tower big chest. That is such a great bad place for that.
So, if this is an Aga Seed, it can only be for hookshot now. We know this.
Yes. And actually, it is not an Aga Seed. Well, it could be an Aga Seed.
It's only for hookshot. We know it's the Aghanim is fire rod locked.
In 5 words, summarize this seed. It's been spoken in chat, and also spoken in chat were the words, throw it in the trash. Oh, that's not a good death. But we do have a fairy, so that's not a bad death either.
Alright, our first look at the Misery Mire entrance. There's still a couple item entrances we haven't seen. I don't think we've seen Mire Shed yet.
We have seen Mire Shed. Both players have gone to Mire Shed. Have we seen checkerboard? Like proper checkerboard?
The entrance, no. The interior, I don't think either.
Oh, well, there it is! That's the fire rod!
Hookshot for go!
Oh, and the hookshot could just be on Trinex.
It could also be on Magic Bat, which we know is behind Aghanim 1.
But we don't... Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness gracious. Chat, Ice Rod was in the Ganon's Tower big chest. Hookshot could also be at the top of GT.
Wait a minute, I just realized both rods were locked behind Ganon's Tower.
Sure were. Yeah, so that's the Misery Mire entrance that we were talking about. You are on fire tonight, my friend. That is a fire rod in Misery Mire. But rule of fire, Bombos. Blocking fire rod. Boom. Mic drop. Zeke, where are you headed now? With this information, you're looking for Hera?
I think he's gonna start clearing dungeons at this point. He's got so many he can do.
Look at Zeke trying to be like, oh god, where do I want to go? Where am I going? What am I doing?
Yeah, his
5 different directions.
He can do Skullwoods. He can do Turtle Rock. He doesn't know where Hera is. He can also do Pond. Any one of those dungeons could potentially have it. It could just be on Helpless or King, actually.
Yeah, it could be anywhere that we haven't seen Chloe do. Chloe obviously has a slight disadvantage with the inability to check the myths required stuff that we know that they will need to do eventually here.
In fact, actually, now that I think about it, our hookshot could just be in the pre-Moldorm chest at the top of Ganon's Tower.
You know, our hookshot could just be right here in the Desert Big Chest.
Well, let's see.
Those silvers are going to be nice, too, for Zeke. That's a key. That's a Hyrule Castle key. Oh, no, we don't need that. Get that out of here.
Not.
Get that out of here.
Easy for that.
Now, Zeke is going to find Tower of Hera.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time. Okay, so there are... We know for certain 3 locations where the hookshot can't be. It cannot be in the final chest of Ganon's Tower, because that's hookshot locked. Can't be on Argus, because that's also hookshot locked. It also can't be behind whatever entrance is locked behind Super Bomb, because that too is hookshot locked. Anywhere else is fair game.
You know, it can't be a hookshot cave.
True as well.
Just putting that out there.
I guess you could say that we're doing the ice rod hunt, but it's the spring-loaded rod instead.
It's the boing boing hunt. It's the boing boing hunt. Oh no. Chloe is poking around the dark world. Chloe has... What does Chloe have that they can do over here? No, this is going back into... This will go back to the Mire area. So Chloe's going to get the fire rod.
Yeah, the question is, will Chloe also get the ice rod?
Well, the ice rod's in Ganon's tower, so that fire rod actually might push them to GT. Interesting. I don't think Zeke intended to hit the stars there. Maybe
just makes it a little bit more consistent because now you can block. But now Zeke knows Castle Tower's in logic.
Yeah. Which is gross.
And he knows there's an item behind Aghanim 1. He just doesn't know if it's anything he needs because it's the powder turn-in.
You know, Crosskeys tournament a couple of years ago, my first game against Namefaker, we both basically last located our Go Mode Big Key on the Magic Bat at the Lumberjack.
Also, folks, if you're just tuning in here, as a reminder to our goal here, this is, of course, a fast Ganon seed. However, because of the entrance shenanigans, Ganon's in the pyramid anyway, so we still have to clear GT. So, not looking too great here. So you gotta check the Hera basement.
Yeah, we know Chloe already looked at this, and that's why we determined Hera had nothing but a crystal for us. Yeah, we're one item from no mode. Right now, Chloe's sitting a little behind due to the fact that they had a late glove. The two gloves were in particularly awful spots, and they are both required. The glove that Chloe does have is in the front of Swamp Palace. That was Zeke's mitts. The glove that Zeke found that they have over Chloe is sitting on Vitreous, and the mitts blocked a Desert Big Key on the Smith chain. So Chloe's going to have to figure out a way to get back to Mire at some point. With this fire rod, they might at least have silvers to go fight Vitreous with to make it a not so big affair here. Zeke taking an extended coffee break here. You know, long mode. Sometimes you gotta get up and get a drink of water.
Yep, will not be surprised if they're just gonna sit there for a bit. They're back now.
And $5. Okay. Do we have any other outstanding entrances that we haven't seen?
In terms of items, about the only one I can think of is I'm not sure if we saw the Hammer Pegs interior yet. But it's been so long now that I'm getting my interests crossed for sure. Alright, where is Zeke gonna go next? That is the question.
Zeke did in fact do hammer pegs, by the way, when they were doing the Smith chain. So this is probably going to be the Ice Palace entrance for Zeke?
Yeah, I knew that Zeke did the Hammer Pegs entrance, but I don't think we found the cave. I don't know where we found the cave has been shuffled to.
Oh, you mean the item cave. Got it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what interiors we haven't seen yet, not necessarily the entrances. Well, we found the Witch's Hut, and there's our bug net.
Yep, and we have also seen all three of my team's meme items at this point. Hooray! No. the arrow, the bug net, and the key to Burna are all in our hands here. We have everything except the hook shot key item-wise for Zeke, by the way, and the red boomerang. Though, some people don't care about that red boomerang, so... I'm going to guess that this is a run to Trinex. Lady Laura Linda letting us know that we did in fact see the peg cave, and the peg cave had a piece of heart.
Okay. All these entries is hard to keep track.
Yeah, I mean, unless you have an aggregated list of all the item caves and you actually have a full tracker of what everything is at any given time, trying to remember everything with just your memory is not something that can be asked of any average human being.
And yet, I still try.
It's still fun.
Exactly.
Right, so we got two opposite tales here. We have Chloe doing the front of TR for 2 checks that Zeke will be doing after fighting Trinex, and Zeke going to Trinex.
I think if the hookshot shows up in either one of these checks, I think it's the fate has been sealed in the seed.
I mean, there's not a lot of places left for the hookshot. And Chloe...
Oh, Chloe has to go the long way because there's just no hookshot. Oh.
That's unfortunate.
Thankfully, you can loop back around. By then, the torch will have extinguished.
Yeah. But sometimes just remembering is part of the trial.
Nice catch there with the head. And backing up slightly. So, yeah, this is going to be a good position to potentially get a rebound spin in on Trinex.
Yeah, for chat who might be wondering what's kept Chloe so far behind, Chloe was late to their first glove. Oh, that's a Swamp
And there's our
Palace
last key to Swamp.
Yep.
That could have her hookshot. It could be vanilla hookshot.
Could very well be. Could also just be here on Trinex. Let's see.
And...
Nope. $50. You could buy a hookshot with that money. No, Zeke had a glove off of Viddy. Chloe got a glove out of Swamp Palace, which unfortunately was Zeke's mitts, and that has allowed Zeke to kind of just hop around and take care of everything except finding this hookshot, obviously. The ice rod is in Ganon's Tower's big chest, so I don't see a situation where Chloe doesn't eventually find that. But Chloe's going to chase this big key into Swamp here. Immediately.
And I think Zeke will follow suit.
Well, Zeke has to get this big key first. Let's see if Zeke remembers we don't have the hookshot. Chloe and Zeke both did left side without the hook shot, but didn't have the big key at the time. They both recently obtained the fire rod. Zeke did a lamp right side with a bomb jump. Chloe hasn't been to right side yet. Silvers are in compass room. Oh, it's just bombs in the big chest, so our hook shot is not in swamp tonight. So for Chloe, getting this ice rod's going to put Chloe in the ability to kill Trinex. I'm starting to feel like we need to double climb here, Wolflink.
Yeah, because what do we have left besides the magic bat? I don't think we've checked either chest of Agate Tower, and if we did check the first one, I did not see it. Definitely haven't done the second one because our keys were that late.
Zeke is now headed into Ice Palace. Zeke does have the Ice Palace big key. Chloe did not when they went through. Chloe also didn't have the glove when they went through. So we have 3 checks in here that we don't know about.
Oh my goodness! It's just do all the pendant dungeons. This is going to be kind of bad.
This is Chloe going for right side GT and probably big chest, I would hope. I don't know if Chloe can bounce. I know neither of these runners hover, but if Chloe can bounce, we might see them climb.
I think the only saving grace here is if the hookshot's in the top of GT, but even then, that's an inevitability that Zeke will be doing.
Yeah, Zeke would have to climb twice then, because if Chloe bounces, then Chloe still has to go find mitts, and mitts aren't exactly in a free spot. I mean, we'll be sitting at 6 crystals with the lack of a big key. Why haven't we finished Pod? Because, I don't know, why haven't we finished Pod?
That is actually a good question.
Well, Pod's not fully in logic yet. They've done everything but the 6 key locks and the big chest, so I guess Pod's just one of those things you'll do when you get to it.
Yeah, but with the keys they skip, they can definitely finish it.
That's a key. Hey, look, it's a key to Meyer. Gross.
I think that's the only thing we're missing now is keys to Pod.
You know? And the red boomerang.
Yeah, I'm only going with keys to that statement, but yeah.
You know, you can step down and not take a hit from that firebar, Chloe. Chloe's gonna have a nicer trip to Ice Armos that we already killed. Whoops. Alright, we'll have one more new check that we can make for Cold Stare here for Zeke. That is their Ice Rod in the hands of Chloe. Chloe's probably going directly to TR now.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
Yep, this is the big chest entrance, so... I've already seen this part. Probably gonna go... Is this faster than going to, I don't know.
Moment of truth.
It's not Ice Palace yet. It could still be on Cold Stare.
Oh my goodness. It's on the pendant bosses of Ice and Mire. Oh, that is probably the worst place for them.
Yeah, the Desert Big is on the Blacksmith turn-in. He'll give you a big key if you take him home. The problem here is you need to go get your mitts to do it.
And our mitts are on Vitreous, and if Colster has our hookshot, then I think that's game. I don't think Chloe's ever going to go back to Ice Palace until it's the last location.
There's always all these, I think that's game moments, but there's also lots of other places that things can be. But Chloe's just far enough behind based on where these mitts are. I don't know what's going to happen for Chloe to get back in this one yet.
Nice corner trap.
It's unfortunate for Foxes, but yeah, this could be, there's a map.
They have to Skull Woods.
It's not Cold Stare, it's not Ice Palace.
Gonna at least pick up the pendant. I don't think Zeke has done the pet check.
No, I'm pretty sure they both read Pedestal.
Yeah, I think it's Agate Tower. I think
No. I think at this point you just have to go to Pod. You just have to go to Pod now.
That's also an option. Let's see if Zeke agrees.
No, Zeke is going...
To get Dead Rock.
No, that's true. I think Zeke is headed to Skull Woods here.
Oh, you know what? That's something we haven't thought of.
What?
We haven't turned in the green pendant, I don't think.
Yes, Chloe did. Sahasrahla gave them a heart container.
Oh, did they? My mistake then.
Yeah, those of you keeping score in chat, a loss by Oops All Foxes tonight does guarantee that they are relegated at a Lost Woods this year.
Yeah, because as I mentioned previously, if they do not win here, even if they win Week 8 completely and their 7th place team Terranigma loses, it would be a tie situation, but the tiebreaker goes in Terranigma's favor, so...
Yeah, courtesy of Terranigma sweeping Foxes in Spoiler Week. So Chloe's definitely feeling the pressure right now. And Zeke's also feeling the pressure because their team is on the cusp of making playoffs.
Yeah. We're starting to get to the point where at least our playoff clinches are starting to show up. At least one team in each division here in the Invitational League has been confirmed for a playoff clinch. I think it's our Mire division that has 2, in fact.
Remember, it is the top 4 teams of each division in the Invitational League that see the playoffs, and it's only the top 2 plus 4 wildcard teams from the Open League that will see their playoffs. Chloe is doing what we're all shouting for everyone to do. We have gone to Pod with 5 keys and a big key. So we're going to see everything we haven't already seen in here. I mean everything.
The question is Zeke going to follow suit?
Zeke is going to turn into the green pendant first, and I hope that they remember that Pod is right there at Saha's house east. And Chloe's going to go straight for Helma. I like this. Oh no. Where are we going?
Blue to 5. It's going to be... Have we seen the dark or eastern area?
Yes. I think Zeke is confused as to where he's going. This was a connector to Floating Island, if I recall correctly.
He had to turn to the Swamp House Big Key, so he's going to do this real quick.
Right. We're gonna go check to make sure it's not vanilla. I mean, you've just walked
covering his bases.
past your crystal dungeon a few times. No hook shot. It's still no hook shot. 2 hours and 4 minutes in. By the way, give these two a follow. I promise that cross keys is not all they know how to do, and that cross keys is not always this bad for them. But this is a pair of friends of mine, a pair of friends of each other's. It's the we called this the Fox Bowl in that community. That was the word that was being uttered, I was told. It's kind of cute to see a couple friends actually getting it down in tournament style here. But this was Castle Tower. Zeke might actually be banking on Castle Tower here.
Let's find out as we fight Helmasaur King.
Yeah, Chloe with the Helmasaur King dispatch. Helma King will give us 10 arrows.
10 arrows. Okay, so this is a check that has not been in play yet. The second chest here of Castle Tower. This could be our hook shot. And it is a small key to Turtle Rock, the fourth final small key.
Hey, our cape is in logic. Amazing. There is a magic bat behind the lumberjack tree.
And Zeke is currently banking on that.
A magic bat, top of Ganon's tower, and remaining checks of pod. That's all we don't know right now.
Alright, we're going to see this check here from Chloe. Just a heart piece.
And at some point, obviously, yes, you need to clear out Palace of Darkness, but at what point do you actually bank on climbing GT looking for that hookshot? Because knowing these two runners, I think the answer is they're going to last located. But when should you do it?
Honestly?
I think we should have done it when we got the voice rod, to be completely honest with you.
I think I would do it after I clear all other dungeons, which, in this case, Chloe will still have to do Vitreous.
Lucky for you, Inco, neither of these players hover.
Alright.
The question is whether or not they know how to bounce. And if you want to leave a guess as to how many blue balls we're going to see from Aga, look at Chloe's screen for a while. What did I say? Right, again, any one of those checks could be a pod key. Chloe, please. Could be a pod key.
Could just be one of the big chests here. There we go.
That's a compass.
Oh, well, we already knew what that was.
Yeah, no, pod key can't be in the big chest. We did not know what that was. Chloe did.
Right.
Zeke didn't have the big key, but he did that earlier. And we knew this was 350 rupees, so it's not in pod. But that's a crystal that you don't have to worry about later.
I think we're out of locations. I think Zeke's honed in on it.
I'm still telling you, it's a double climb. You have to go up GT.
Wait, no, I think
not
Zeke
even a
is
double
honed in
climb.
on it. I think Zeke is honed in on it.
Why do you say this?
Because where's our last pod small key to put everything in logic for pod? It has to be in the back of Swamp House, I think.
No, it could still be at the top of Ganon's tower.
That's true.
We have checks in Ganon's tower we haven't made. Chloe's going to go clean up Ice Palace. This is not the answer for Chloe, unfortunately. We just saw Zeke take care of this. Zeke is going this way. Yeah, it could just be that you find the hook at the climb and you're just done. Oh, are we going to... We haven't seen Catfish!
Oh my goodness.
We had gloves so late that neither player's routed to Catfish.
If this is the answer, this entire time, Oh boy, here we go. Is it catfish?
We won't know. Because we... There we go.
And... survey says... no!
Boom. Okay. Okay. Flute to 8. Fluting to 8 is faster. Running up is faster.
Alright. Was it Magic Bat?
I mean, this seed is starting to make me wonder about my sanity.
I think we're all a little insane here.
Don't be on Magic Bat. Don't do this to me. Nope.
Was this an Aghanim seed? The answer is no.
Aga bait. That means Zeke's gonna go to pod now because I don't think Zeke has much else left to do.
Yeah, it's based on what we know. It's wait. Yeah, Zeke's gonna be in go mode here by process of elimination, I think.
Now Zeke is gonna have the I know where my hook shot is because I know everywhere else that it isn't situation.
Yeah. I think it's safe to say our hook shot's in the top of Gannon Tower. I can't think of any other location we visited yet.
Chat, I'm going to ask you one question. If we have all 3 pendants and we're not pulling pedestal, do you think pedestal's been checked? How does Zeke only have 4 pod smalls? I don't know. How does Chloe only have 5? Where did Chloe get... Does they have 5? Oh, we're missing just Helma and Big Chest. So the 12, 14, that's the 5th small. It's just a mistrack. That's easy.
Yeah. It happens sometimes. Tracker loves to eat those inputs after all.
No, they absolutely hammer yumped. They just don't have the Big Chest checked. 12 of 14 means we opened every door but the one to Helma and the Big Chest. Alazun.
Chloe, meanwhile, is heading to...
Yes, Chloe's going to go ahead and get the $20 in the Thieves Town Big Chest. Unfortunately, not the answer. Yeah, Big Chest is not big key chest, big boy. Chloe's gonna go get $20 that they could have had, but only if the price was right early. Zeke is gonna go get their $50 off Helma and be like, well, there's nothing left.
Yeah, at this point, I think everything we're missing for the seed, the red boomerang and everything else, it's either in the back of Swamp or it's at the top of GT.
Alright, 6 crystals for Zeke. The 7th crystal waiting for a hookshot. 5 crystals for Chloe. The 6th crystal waiting for Mitts that are waiting on Vitreous. Where's the hookshot? It's in one of 3 chests in Cannon's Tower.
Alright, so Zeke will be checking the big chest first and foremost.
Yeah, we're not even bothered. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong and they didn't have 5 keys.
Wait, no, he... Huh?
Where are we going? What is happening? I'm so confused. Where's my tracker? This is Hookshot Cave. We're going Hookshot Cave to go up to... We're going to GT. That makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
Chat, Desert Big Key is on the Smith turn-in. Chloe needs Mitts, and Chloe is about to get Mitts on a last location.
Ugh, that's not gonna feel good.
And Zeke knows we only have one thing left to do.
That's right. It's go mode by process of elimination. Whatever he needs is at the top of Ganon's tower.
Upsy daisy!
And we have to clear Ganon's tower anyway, because this is the... Words are hard sometimes. This is locking our access to Ganon in this seed, because Ganon decided to not shuffle his entrance.
What do you mean you kept me in the place that I was, you incompetent fools?
I mean, for all we know, Ganon's the one that shuffled this. He just wanted to mess with us.
It's just a troll face maneuver. That's what that is. Chloe is about to get mitts after a very swift, decisive battle against Vitreous. And that does also put on the table that Chloe has to decide to do Smith Chain immediately, which is very easy to do with where Misery Mire is. And then Chloe, too, will have to determine whether or not to climb Ganon's tower this early, with everything else except Ganon's tower and Swamp Palace done.
Alright, time for the gauntlet here. These Zaxx being one of the more annoying enemies to deal with, because they have the one area the Stalfos do.
Honestly, they're
and
not
that Stalfos just
terrible.
being rude, not allowing them to get the quick shot in.
Hey, Chloe does have silvers for Vidi, so this will at least be the freest Vidi that ever Vidi to Vidi. Ooh, a little early on both shots here, so Zeke's gonna have to wait a cycle to finish up Landmo 2. Oh, wait, how did... what? Okay. We take those.
What happened? I missed it.
I thought that was on a center segment, but... So I don't know if we saw King's Tomb. I can tell you we saw the library.
We saw... I don't think we saw the King's Tomb entrance, but we have saw... the... Or no, I'm not sure if we saw the cave, but we saw the entrance we checked.
So we're talking about the item cave. We've
Yeah,
seen every entrance we can get to that we know of.
Yeah,
King's Tomb's probably at GT.
Yeah, there is one... the barrier is still on the Ganon's Tower entrance, so we don't know what's in there.
Yeah, but I can confirm we have seen the library. And we didn't want it. Alright.
Alright.
Is it this on the right? Is it this on the left?
No, and it's worse.
Is Wolf League a prophet?
I mean, I called the Boon Pearl locked by the flippers.
It's
what?
Not here! It's not here! It's wherever we haven't gone! You know what that means, chat? King's Tomb is at Turtle Rock. Because it's the only entrance that neither player has gone to do.
Oh, it's one of these seeds.
And as I told you so, Zeke now has to double climb. Oh no.
He played through density, but it did not pan out.
If Zeke goes all the way right here to TR, and then, yeah, Zeke knows what's left. I promise you Zeke knows what's left, because they would also, like me, last locate that climb unless they were darn sure what they needed was in the climb. And we only recently obtained Ether, too.
Yeah. Ether
like, this
was
feels
on
so
Desert
bad.
Boss, yeah?
And Chloe, unless Chloe decides to climb and doesn't find the hook shot and decides to hover, we're still looking for hook shot.
I think someone mentioned in chat that neither runner knows how to hover. And yeah, the Ether was on Desert Palace Boss, so...
Right, so this is now... Chloe is in entrance mode. Because Chloe is looking for the hook shot. We haven't seen all of our entrance caves. and it's not in Ganon's tower based on what we've seen from Zeke. So now the real caveat is, what's this? Is this King's Tomb? It is King's Tomb.
Yep.
It's our last location hook shot at 2:19:09. Zeke is our first of our two runners to enter go mode tonight.
And honestly, this is the best place for it because Swamp Palace is literally right around the corner.
Yeah, look next door. You know, it's right here. Easy to be enjoyed is a nice, tasty Swamp Palace sandwich. Chomp.
I took a sip at that moment. I hope we'll spat it out.
Hopefully it was coming out the mouth and not out the nose. Yeah, unfortunate color palette for Swamp Palace. I wish we could just tell the palette shuffler to drink more water. By the way, everyone in chat, hail hydrate, please.
All right, so our last pod key has to be here.
Grab the small key, Zeke.
So yeah, based on what we know, our last pod small key has to be in this dungeon. So, pod was logically locked behind the hookshot. If we want to go that far. And at this point, we've done so much, you might as well just get the full 216, but I don't think we're going to.
You don't check anything, you just go. Thank you.
Yes.
Now Chloe's about to get... Oh my goodness, Chloe is putting it right on the money. This is actually...
This is still an advantage for Zeke, but...
This is suddenly an execution dogfight. Zeke is ahead by Swamp, but... Oh my goodness, if either one falters in GT... like an accidental mirror, a Moldorm fall or two, or something happening at Agate 2 that makes it stretch a few cycles, could make it really, really close. Really close.
The only thing that's going to stop them is an accidental mirror, though. We do have a red potion in reserve, so in the case of emergency, they are absolutely going to pop that in case their health gets low. I'm more worried about Zeke's magic amount, but there is a couple of decanters on the way that you can grab.
And you get a full refill from killing a boss.
That is also true. I forgot about that. It's been a long 2 hours, folks. Right, Chloe just made up a ton of time here.
Yeah, it's basically an entire... It's basically an entire run. Oh, this is actually great for Zeke. The Castle Tower defeat allows him to mirror straight to GT.
And GT will put him back on the pyramid for the final fight. So, yeah.
That's perfect. 100% perfect. Well done. You know, hard last locate everything, but that you're still ahead. Yeah, effectively the lead is a swamp and a traversal to GT for Zeke right now. By virtue of having finished Castle Tower. This is now, I would be willing to say this is almost insurmountable, pending like a catastrophic mirror or something. Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, Zeke has low health, but he does have a red potion, and he knows plenty of spots where fairies are. Has the powder, her half magic cape, red mail, the mirror shield, which is not really that helpful. But
I don't think we're worried about dying in Ganon's tower.
No.
He might still do a safety check of the Josh fairies, but after that, nope, won't need to worry about a darn thing. He actually, yeah, well, he's got a fairy too. So
he also has this red potion, which he's going to chug right now.
Yep, all done. Problem solved. Do we just see Zeke trying to hookshot their way through the cannonball room?
I just take out the fall on purpose and just use my iframes to get across there.
And now we're seeing powder on a Zazak? What?
Ether talent on... Yeah, he's just trying to get through this as fast as possible.
That was really kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. I've never seen someone actually use powder as a weapon.
It's viable. It helps deal with some of the more annoying enemy patterns, and the slimes only take one hit.
I think Zeke's finally got their head on straight, and they're just rolling through this now. And Chloe is now done with Swamp Palace. That is their 7th crystal and 10th dungeon to that end, and they will now flute to the location of Hookshot Cave at Desert Ferry and make their way to Ganon's Tower, where Zeke is already nearing Torches 1, or excuse me, Wizard's 1.
Yeah, it's about half a climb difference. And not quite a perfect Wiz Road 2. I think that just goes to show you just how important finding those gloves were so early for Zeke. Because the deficit, the time he gained was just so massive that even though he full cleared the seed, he's still ahead. Now on the Moldorm floor once again.
Yep, and this is Chloe starting their run. So it's close, but it's not that close. Get the free fairies here.
Yeah, all dungeons and 3 climbs as a note. He's done Castle Tower and twice Ganon's Tower.
Triple climb seed, and there's the Moldorm fall. Please don't continue to do that. Moldorm, please don't continue.
If you're a fan of Chloe, you want him to keep doing that.
And more Murdorm. I don't know.
Moldorm is down.
And, you know, snubbing the last Fluff chest, that's plenty okay.
Yeah, at this point, there's nothing we could possibly want. There's not even a key in there.
Yeah, one does not simply fall into Moldorm. That's not how that works at all, is it? No, it won't work that way next week when we play co-op Randomizer.
That is true. I will give you that. Alright, Aghanim 2. Only a single to start things off. He has plenty of time.
Watch out, because Chloe is going to gain the longer Zeke takes on Aga 2. Unless this happens, and Chloe forgets how to shoot ammo.
It's 0 there. Bad angles.
Nice double.
I think that might have been a single. They might have overlapped.
It might have, but it might have also been a double. That's a double, and we're done. Aga 2 is down.
Alright, with Aga 2 down, the goal is met, and it's time to fight the pig. Now, this was fast Ganon, mind you. But we need to fight Aga 2 to open up the pyramid, because Ganon decided to just be in the pyramid still, regardless of the entrance shuffle. So it could possibly be in GT, I wonder. Must have been a useless house. Oh, actually, have we seen Brewery? I don't think we saw the Brewery Cave.
No, we absolutely did. We absolutely did.
Sorry to keep track of all these. Anyway, 6 slashes of face to get us through here. We can get it in this fight. And then afterwards we'll be entering phase 3. And it'll be 4 slashes there, and each phase will break out the outer layer of flooring. And then we're into the darkness and keep the torches lit. Slash him with the sword to stun him. And then let loose 4 silver arrows while he's stunned. Game over. Polar 2 is falling. Getting in a good position here for a quick arrow shot. And that might be a double, potentially triple. Yes!
That will do it for Zeke. And the pig explodes, and we just wait out this one final fanfare. One step closer to playoffs for Fluff around and find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, get the GTs in chat for Zeke, who has crossed the finish line with an official race time of 2 hours, 28 minutes, and 55 seconds. Unfortunately, this also means that Oops All Foxes will be guaranteed relegation here in Season 6. But they still have one more week to play, so hopefully they make it a fun one.
It is the fun mode to play, so make sure you toss out some GGs to Chloe Prower as well, and to all the Foxes. A team I played with a couple seasons ago when we had our little invitational berth, and they've been hanging around. But this is a tough division for everyone involved.
It is indeed, and we are now joined by the winner of this race, Zeke. GG's to you. This had to not feel good, but you've managed to pull out a win here. GG's.
Sorry, I got distracted by the fact that there's fantastic music coming from Chloe's stream.
Yeah, it sounds like Chloe's very own MSU, does it not?
Yeah. I believe this is the Lama Lana MSU. Yeah,
Chloe does a Lama Lana 1 and 2 MSU. There's another version that Ramon did of just the first game. They're both fantastic, and also hearing Etrian tonight. Lots of fantastic MSU choices and lots of fantastic MSU artists. Make sure you give some love to the original game composers, too, guys.
I mean, Etrian Odyssey and Cross Keys is a tradition for me at this point.
Make sure you let Garrison hear that. Zeke, I have a million questions, but the first one I have is, what were your exact thoughts when you opened the chest in pre-Moldor room and got a red boomerang?
I cannot say these words on SpeedGaming.
I was going to say, remember, we are live on SpeedGaming. You have to keep it family-friendly, please.
I am not Zaphakel. I will not try to get banned from SpeedGaming for saying stuff.
That's okay. He's just banned for life. Anyway, there was a describer in chat that said, in 5 words, about the seed. I'm sure you could probably imagine who would say such a thing. Describe the seed in 5 words, using only 5 words. What would you say?
I need a cave tracker.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. That's
Which
fair.
also can translate to I need more screen real estate. I need more screen space. There we go.
There you go. That works.
Right.
And by the way, that is Chloe taking down the big pig. So we have the final fanfare, the final sword in the air, the final 3 tiles, and across the bridge we go.
And this will be Chloe finishing with a time of 2:31:35, just under 3 minutes apart. GG's to Chloe Power, and once again, folks, this is unfortunately going to assure that Oops All Foxes will be relegated in here in Season 6, but they'll still have one more week to play. But GG's to them all the same, and a good showing across the board.
I feel bad having my old rival team from Season 4 get relegated at my own hand. I will admit.
You know, you had to get back at us, didn't you?
You know, it's just unfortunate I couldn't get back at you at the same time.
Shush, you'll have your shot if I have my way. And we'll welcome Chloe into the commentary booth. GG, Chloe.
Hiyo, GG's.
Hiyo, GG, and what were your exact thoughts when you went to Vidi? As I'm pretty sure that was your last location.
I'm just so very tired.
I believe it. It's past midnight for Chloe Prower, so make sure you give them a big pat on the back, because this is not a resilience that you want to show when it's not even a Friday night yet.
Yeah, as someone on the East Coast as well, I can feel it. This is a very late seed. Ugh.
Oh my gosh. Okay, in 5 words, Chloe, describe your thoughts on this seed, please.
And GQ is fairly friendly.
I don't know. I can't count to 5 right now.
Oh no.
There was just so much, like, I made a couple gambles, like, oh, I'm gonna go into Meyer, it's a pendant, I can get 6 of 8, and I never have to come back here. Well, joke's on you.
I mean, you didn't really have a choice at the matter at the time, because the big key being on the mountain as it was, there wasn't much you could do about that.
Yeah. I felt like I always found an item that would make a dungeon clear a little bit more comfy, like within 10 minutes after leaving that dungeon. Because I found the Thieves Town small key, like, right after leaving Thieves Town. I found the Meyer big key, like, 15 minutes after leaving Meyer.
We were wondering if you were going to go back to Meyer, and then Zeke pulls the other glove out of Swamp. I'm like, well, this ain't good. It's good for Chloe, but it ain't good for anyone else because it's not a good spot for the glove. Especially if the mitts are required, and then we find the Desert Pig, and I'm just like, oh no. The real star of the show tonight is the hook shot.
Oh gosh, hookshot game was so early, and like, I don't know what made me think that hookshot was at the front of logic for some reason, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it ended up being our go boat here for both of you. At least you found a lot faster than Zeke did after finding the Titans bets.
Yeah, you really rubber banded this up at the very end because Zeke checked everything. And I mean everything except Turtle Rock.
In my head, I didn't have an item cave left. Like I said, I don't have a cave tracker, and I probably should. But also, I don't have the screen real estate for that.
I knew there was one left, and I got the mitts, I saw Bumper Cave, and I'm like, alright, that has to go to Turtle Rock back, and then I'm like, the item cave either is GT or TR, so I'm looking for one thing, might as well do TR.
Yes, well, let's look ahead here to this, which unfortunately for your team, Chloe, this is going to be a little bittersweet here, as this is going to be your final week here in the Invitational League here, at least for Season 6, because with this loss, you are guaranteed to be relegated here, coming out of the group stages. But are you looking forward at least to playing the co-op Randomizer?
Yeah, I like co-op Randomizer. It'll be fun.
And fluff around and find out 21 points, very much in the thick of it here in the Lost Woods. How do you guys feel?
Lost Woods division is terrifying.
How do you guys feel going into Week 7 here? Everything could go upside down these last couple games when only 4 teams can advance.
Yeah, we're playing Relk and Humbug and Will WC.
Oh boy.
That's right, I had the schedule up here, and fluff around to find out we'll be up against 2 Infinity and Pagog. Meanwhile, Oops All Foxes last week will be against Beats from the East. So still can potentially shake things up as they exit the Lost Woods division here.
Play some spoiler up there.
Oh, it'd be great to get a team win off of the current leading team in the division that is guaranteed a playoff spot. That'll be something to hang your hat on at the very end of the day. Now that is this has been a fun race to call, and it's all kinds of emotion: up, down, left, right, BA, select, start. I don't know.
It had an entire Konami code. Got it.
Yep, it felt like it, didn't it? Do we have any final thoughts tonight before we wrap this up? As again, it's pretty late for Chloe. I'm sure it's late for some of us out here as well. I don't want to keep anyone just kind of hanging.
GG, Chloe. Pleasure to race you. Good friend of mine, of course. And really wish it could have gone another way.
GG's. Have a good night.
Yeah, it sounds like Chloe's gonna.
Yeah, Chloe's already facing the pillow. So, but we'll say once again, make sure you follow our 2 runners tonight: Zeke Highwind, Chloe Prower. Their respective teammates. For Zeke, you got Drakey and Wolfie83. You have Adler Soltaire and Trey Spire for Foxes. Big shout-outs once again to our trackers tonight, Nomalith and Lady Laura Linda. I had the pleasure personally of playing on both of these teams. I was on the Invited Foxes team back in Season 4 against Zeke's team in that division. In fact, it was the Ganon's Tower division I'm in now in the Open League. And we had quite a dogfight against what was then Ped Zeppelin in that division for a playoff spot. We barely eked in. And then Zeke, of course, we played last year in the Invitational as TM32. And I'm glad to see you guys are still thriving up here.
We're going to try and get a win so we can do better than last year. Just make you proud.
All right, we're going to toss it over to WolfLink0370 to put us out for the night. If you have any other questions in chat, throw them at us, or hit that !invleague command for Invitational League information, or I believe elsewhere it would be ALTTPR League on our Open League channels, the ALTTPR League. Make sure you're following SpeedGaming and SpeedGaming 2 through 6 for all your speedrun and randomizer needs. Schedule looks like it's not assigned yet for tomorrow, but keep an eye out.
No, it is not.
Because we have other game action coming up in both league levels and other games in the next couple days. That's
right, and just to clarify here, folks, we only have one invitational match, and the reason is, of course, to be determined, but if it does happen, it'll be Team Heyme versus the Spec Rock Bonkers. That'll be Kermit versus Swedish Arctic Frost. That'll be happening at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And that's it for the Invitational League, but keep your eyes open because we may have a bunch of Open League matches. There's one of which is... They're just scattered across the day. I see some as early as like 10, like happening almost right now. Oh, but we do not have a restream for that, unfortunately. We have something happening at 6 a.m., 1 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 9 o'clock. There's just a lot of races for the Open League happening tomorrow. So hopefully we can get a couple of those shown for you guys. But yes, of course, make sure to follow SpeedGaming and SpeedGaming 2 through 6 so you don't miss any racing action, not just the Link to Best Randomizer League. Make sure to also follow the ALTTPR League and its subsidiary channels as well, as we mainly do our Open League races over there. Here, if we can get them aired. And of course, make sure to follow our trackers, Navalif and Lady Lorelinda, and my co-com buddies, Irvin. And thank you for the commentary. It's been a great time here. I'm going to go to bed because I'm also tired. But for all of us here at Link to Best Randomizer League, I've been Wolfling0370. We shall see you all next time. And thank you for watching. Have a good night, everyone.